All right, and we are
Cancel
live.
Julius. Cancel
So,
Julius.
Viewer discretion advised.
Bad vibrations?
Not suitable for work.
Son of a bitch.
Warning, if you are highly sensitive, overly emotional, or easily triggered, do us all a favor and quietly tune out. No need ruining the good time of others simply because you are a beta or a bitch. Age of Men podcast with your co-host in crime, Nick and Julius. Initiate launch sequence.
hey, welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday to you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. God bless you all. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. Do comment what you guys think about tonight's episode. We got some decent topics, all under one theme. So don't really think we've done that necessarily, where we've just had every question be under one theme. But every question is under one theme of tonight's show. We're going to be talking about dates. The main theme is do first dates matter? And we're going to be talking about other topics with that. But yes, so make sure you guys are again subscribe and hit that like button. Share this out. It definitely does help out, and also follow us on all other social media platform. Links are down below, and if you want to support the channel so we can give you guys better quality content, links are down below. Cash App, and if you want to email us any content that you want us to talk about, you can always email us, or you can DM us on Age of Men, Instagram.com/Age of Men podcast. So we appreciate you. God bless you all, and we're going to be jumping into tonight's topic.
No dick pics and no gross titties.
All that. So tonight's topic is going to be talking about, so as you guys know, the main meat of it all is, do first dates matter? And I got some videos to share with that. Also, what would you do if he or she wore this on the first dates? We're talking about that. How much should someone spend on the first date? And also, how many dates until it's official? So we're gonna be talking about that. So thought that'd be pretty good, all under one category to be talking about, just kind of breaking it down. But yeah, so let's jump right into it. So Nick, first of all, Nick, how are you doing, buddy? I want to make sure I get that out of the way. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm torn really because I'm doing great because I'm super excited about this set of topics tonight, man. You always come up with bangers, and this one I'm especially excited to get into because we're detailing, like, I came up with a tagline, Julius. Let me see if I can remember. You tell me if you like this for Age of Men. Getting to the bottom of the gender wars. Age of Men.
Hey, I like that. I
The
like
gender
that.
wars.
Get into the bottom. No.
Yeah, you see, there's a little play there too.
Yeah.
No homo. No homo.
I know. Yeah,
But
no, that's well, so I was going to say real quick. I like the fact that we have that kind of mindset. We try to break down like all the things when it comes to modern dating, men and women, not just a typical rope dope, but we actually break down like every little detail. That's pretty cool.
we're going into the thick of it, and we're doing it in a nuanced way that hopes to maybe, dare I say, resolve or somewhat help the circumstances between men and women, because they're pretty dire. Not to be dramatic, but they're not looking great right now, if you ask me.
Yeah, both male and female. You got men who are, I've read studies where men are having trouble getting women. They're very nervous around them. Most men are trying to build themselves up. They're we rewiring their brain because they're now watching all these red pill podcasts. Even if they don't agree with everything, they're catching like some things like, oh yeah, I was doing this, I was doing that, I gotta better myself. So, and then you got women who are kind of like almost weak, golly, rewiring their brains the same way, because they're like, whoa, am I this, am I that, should I be submissive? So it's definitely not even, I mean, it's a gender war against each other, but it's definitely a gender war within self, which I find very interesting. But yeah, here in the show we do break down details and whatnot. That's why I think these topics are pretty interesting to me, because we can easily just say yes, no, but I think there's actually more to it. So to jump right into it. Oh, real quick too, just on a little technical note, I found out why uh this show sometimes like it runs a little bit slow. Like you're in slow motion, I'm in slow motion. It's because when there's another tab open and it's like something going on, like another whatever, like video or something like that, it slows it down for something. Like it's taking up a lot of like memory or something
The
like that.
bandwidth. Yeah.
Exactly. So when I had Sunny on, I had another tab open to show a video, and it was slowing things down. Once I closed it out, we were back to normal. So
Right.
I can pull things up when I pull it up, but then take it down the moment it's done. So that way it doesn't slow up the
That's what I tell
episode.
my women.
I don't know. I can pull you up, but take it down once it's done. Yeah. So so let's jump right into it. Do first dates matter? Um, I'll give my take on that. I will say yes. I would say yes, but I can see the no. But let me go with the yes first. I think first dates matter, and so let me ask you this real quick, Nick. Do you think that a first date is subjective?
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying, but what do you mean by that?
So, for example, we often think about first dates as like going to a restaurant. That's like everybody's like, I would say 99% of the American people is, maybe anybody really around the world. Well, maybe certain cultures, but majority of the world probably thinks the first date is like going to a restaurant or some kind of setting where you can have coffee,
Formal,
things like that.
maybe formal kind of setting.
Exactly. But can a first date just be for a walk, or can a first date be the first time you meet somebody? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So
I'm glad you asked because I have an unorthodox first date that I've been doing for years now, and it might not work to my advantage, like when you think about it. But you tell me if I'm on something or not. I like to take girls on a fun, like cool outing that costs me no money, a coffee shop or anything like that, just to see if she could be cool with just me. And
yeah,
if she passed that test, I'm likely gonna splurge hard on the second date to show her like, hey, I ain't broke. I didn't do that because I couldn't afford to take you. Like I could do that. I just feel that. Let's say that like I know women are all about provisions and I encourage them to be about that. Like, but let's just say like I came on a time or when you meet me, I'm hard up on money. Would you still be down to ride for me? Is kind of like what I'm trying to figure out for that through that. You know?
yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree, because you never know when you're going to meet somebody, and they could either be, not saying you are, I am necessarily, but well, we'll get to that. But basically, when you meet somebody, they can be either super rich or they can be super broke. But when the women always talk about personality, right? But in some way, they want you to still have a job or have some ambition that leads to finance. But at first sight, it's the personality. So that's why I say, I think it could be subjective, because if I just meet a woman and that first instant we click, then it's like, do we need a second date? You know what I mean? Or is it just now becoming a hangout? Or if I first meet her and I'm not really sure, like we're cool, we can have a conversation, we connect, but we're still kind of unsure. So then you go on that second date, which is the first date, to kind of build up the connection. Like, do I like her? Does she like me? So I do think it matters. I think it also matters too, because you also get to find out about the person. If you say something like, hey, I think maybe we can go for a walk somewhere, kind of get to know each other, and then you see how she reacts because of that. She's like, "Oh well, I was hungry." You know what I mean? You're like, where you trying to get something to eat at? Well, I think that one place, it's like super expensive, and you're like, okay, now I know what kind of woman she is. Like, she wants me to throw down like $20 for no, not $20, $100 or something like that for food, rather than being like, hey, let's go for a walk. If I always say that if women have high interest in you, they will go anywhere with you. It wouldn't even matter. Like, you guys
That's
can go
why
for
I
a
do
walk.
that. That's why exactly why I do that first date like that, just to
Yeah,
see where the gauge where the interest is at. Because after, and again, dude, like I really come through on that second date hard. I like to surprise them like on that one, just like because that's such a cool test to pass. Like for me,
yeah,
in my book, as a man, where you never know anymore, you got to be really careful and build off of what you're saying, bro. I think you're absolute. You bring up a great point that it's subjective, and to that end, if I were a man, I would be abundantly clear. Look, let me take you out on a date. Say the word date. Make sure it's clear that it's a date. Just for a couple reasons. One, women like that confidence and like that clarity, that certainty of what you're going to do. But two, the woman, to your point, at any time could be like, I didn't consider it a date or whatever. She could use plausible deniability if you don't make that thing out to be a date. Make your intentions very clear.
yeah. Do you think that? Do you think there's a difference between? Well, no, obviously there is. There is. Never mind. I had a question, but never mind. There's obviously a big difference, but yeah. So another reason why I think it matters is because, for example, let's say you did take it to a restaurant. Like, it wasn't even her suggestion. You just took it to a restaurant because you knew it was, like you said, formal. You take it to a restaurant, right? This is where I'm going to pull the video in just a second. But you take it to a restaurant, and she's disappointed by the restaurant.
Yeah.
And so at that point, what do you do? If you're a guy who's not getting women like that, and let me clarify real quick about men who don't get women. For the 1 in 3 men who are like, not getting girls and things like that, it's not so much the sex, it's just about going on dates. If he's not able to go on dates with women, at least to find out, if this girl is the right one. Not saying he should just date with heck of women, just saying if he's not able to just kind of get to know, socialize with women, if he does take her out to a restaurant and then she doesn't like that restaurant, and he's kind of like, oh well, we can go here instead, and now he's going from this place that he had in mind. Now he's changed it up to go to this more expensive place where he knows in his wallet he's like, no, I only brought with me like $50. I
No,
would
no,
be
no. What
scared.
you say, you never let her do that to you in that situation. What you say is, well, I'm the one paying, so we're eating where I picked.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere else unless you're treating.
Yeah, Jules says, why do people assume others are mind readers?
That's women. That's women 99% of the time, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, because when you take him out on a date, I would argue that there's expectation sometimes when you take them out on a date, because you ask them on a date. And again, everybody has a formal way. I think we've been programmed with this formality that we have to go to a restaurant. It could be a nice restaurant with some classical music playing, and some nice champagne looking glass, whatever the case may be, and they expect to have like a fish on their plate, or some guy who's like cooking with flames and flaming young, like just like this movie type scene. You know what I mean? And you're just like, hey, let's go to Chipotle or something like that. She's
Yeah.
like, Chipotle?
No, less than that. Let's go to a place I like to go to for coffee. That's what I
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
And then
No.
here's the other part of that too, man. It's not like on a date where you're out for food where if it sucks and you both are thinking that and like you both want to get the fuck, you gotta wait for the check and everything. It's a long, annoying time. The coffee, you can just get the hell out of there anytime you want. Abort.
Yeah. I know. That's see, I got stories to tell, but I don't know if I want to be that open just yet.
Well, let me ask you
Okay.
this. Let me see if this warms you up into it or not. I've been asking this a lot lately. Let's say the woman is the most disrespectful, egregious, awful first date you could ever imagine. Not just to you, but to the staff, to everybody. Terrible person. Do you still pay for the date?
Ooh, no, I'm not paying for that.
Good.
No,
Well, here's
I'm
what I would
not.
do. I would cover my half. I'd be like, I hope you brought some money to cover yours because that behavior was egregious. Nobody deserved that. And if not, you're gonna be rolling up your hands and going in the back washing some dishes. I'm not
Absolutely.
doing it.
Yeah. And let's break that down. Now, why would we not pay for her when she's been, had exhibiting bad behavior? Well, by us paying for the meal and her acting like that, we are rewarding bad behavior. And by
Exactly. That's what I've
doing
been
that,
saying, Julius.
yeah, by doing that, that actually makes us less of a man. Like, so when she meets us, she sees a man. But the moment we start rewarding bad behavior, each time we do it, that man just drops until she sees us as a little insecure boy
We
that
have
we
to
don't want to.
correct her because if you,
Yeah,
Julius, I'm so glad you said it like that. Because, dude, you'd be amazed how many dudes I'm bringing it up to, and they're like, "I'd still pay for it, and then just get the hell out of there because then my conscience is clear because it's the right thing to do." I'm like, but it's not because aren't you rewarding bad behavior? Why would you
yeah,
pay for a woman that acted that? I'm so glad you said that, bro. And then
yeah,
you're passing her down the line to other men that more damaged, and she's just gonna feel more like doing that.
exactly. She's gonna find more suckers to do it to. It's so bizarre. I saw something on Twitter. I don't want to say names, in case this ever gets out there, but I saw something on Twitter where this girl was like, she goes, "I'm glad I have a man that don't think like these certain type of men." And I almost think she was talking about the red pill men, and I was just like, "That's very interesting that you're throwing out there that you're glad you have a man that don't have this red pill mindset." That tells me that you're glad you don't have a man that puts you in your place because you want to be dominant. Like you want to be the dominant one, and only allow him to validate you as if he's being a man when he's validating you. But yeah, if he started telling you the truth and started putting you in your place, you're not gonna like that. And oftentimes it's like women say they want a man to lead, but yet when he does lead, she don't want to follow. It's like it's almost like they love to say things but never practice what they preach.
They want to have their cake and eat it too, I think. It's like
Exactly.
equal 50-50 when it doesn't benefit them. But when it's benefiting them, they want to have chivalry. And I think a lot of them are starting to, a lot of men, to your point from earlier, from red pill content and whatever, good, bad, or otherwise, they're being influenced in a way that they're starting to realize I should have more respect for myself. There's certain things I'm just not going to accept. And then
Yeah.
some men like me aren't even considering marriage with the state because it's just all a freaking risk, no reward, as far as I can tell. I would love
Yeah.
to be shown that's wrong, but like you're just signing yourself up for risk.
But I mean, even to that though, with the whole marriage thing, and again, you're not wrong. I mean, there's a lot of cases where men have been screwed over. There is. Now, you might say women have been screwed over too. Yes, I'm not going to act like they aren't, but I think it's a majority. A majority rules in this case. Majority of men are getting screwed over. Are there cases of women? Absolutely, but the men are getting more screwed over than the women are. So it's just like the again, I hate to keep bringing this analogy up at times, but it's the same thing with the abortion debate. It's like, what about women who are raped? Well, it's a small percent. The majority are doing it for like elective reasons. So majority of men are getting screwed over in these court cases,
I'm
whereas there
not. I'm
are
not
women
planning on
getting
getting any
rewarded.
money. I don't want to get any money out of her. How am I going to benefit from any of this if it goes south?
Yeah,
She could benefit from getting more than me, from me, and she's incentivized to leave me at all times if I have kids with her. Just dump his bitch ass and I'll take care of you until your kid's 18. That's what Big Daddy Government's whispering in her ear at all times. So even if she's a saint, that's got to be tempting if we run into financial hardship or anything. So
yeah,
again, I wish it wasn't this way, but I don't see any. It's all risk, no reward for men in the Western world. Women initiate divorce 80% of the time. 4 out of 5 chance she's going to divorce me if we get divorced. It's
yeah.
just it's all. That's not saying that I wouldn't commit like maybe to somebody for life or whatever if the right girl or girls presented themselves. But
This guy.
I'm just not getting the state involved in my relationship like
What's
that.
going on in Nick's mind?
I'm not ruling anything out, Julius.
He's like,
I got
you
to
seen two
repopulate the
girls
world with
handing
alpha
over
men.
big giant leaves to him like this,
Something like that. That doesn't sound too bad.
getting fed grapes.
Yeah. Bring
Oh
me my weed pipe, madam.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So, with the first date, right? What if you on a first date with her and she's cool, but you're really not sure? Like your gut is telling you one thing, you're like, I don't know, man. Like, let's say she was cool and conversation going well, but you just like, I don't know. It's just that thing I keep looking at her. I'm just like, do you go on a second date to like try again, or do you just cut your losses and be like, I'm cool, man?
When you say that, I'm trying to understand what is it? Like something she's
Okay.
doing, or her looks?
Yeah.
Like, does she have
Okay.
a big
Okay.
nose?
No. Good point. Good point. Yeah. Let's say I'm trying to find something that's like you would just stare at and be like, I can't.
Like a mole? Like Austin Powers? Mole, mole, mole,
Well,
mole.
yeah, I know. Well, see, the mole thing, I know what though. That's just something crazy to say out loud. The mole thing, it depends on where it's at. If it's like in a spot where like it blends in, like okay, it's cool. But if it's like, bam,
Yeah.
you just can't not help but look, and you go, I don't know. I mean, but some people can't help it. But let's say I don't know. That's a good question you bring up. Like, what do you have to find that
Susan,
she's like?
Susan asked, she's giving you some. She said
Okay,
her teeth are jacked. Okay,
yeah.
I'll run with that one. No, instantly I can't do that. In fact, I probably
But
wouldn't
how
even be
jack
nice
are we
enough to
talking
stay.
about though? Yeah, how jack are we talking? Are we talking about like there's I don't know, like how jack we talking? Just when she
Susan, tell us
smiles.
how jacked. Pretty much for me, if she doesn't have a good smile as a girl, I probably wouldn't even have the gentleman in me to stay for the whole day. I would
But
figure out a way to get the
what if she
hell
was
out
hella
of there.
cool though? What if she was hella cool? What if she was hella cool, very polite, all that
No,
stuff? You
no,
still couldn't do it?
looks are important to me.
What if like every time she laughed, her teeth pops out? She's like, you know, you know what I
Oh
mean?
man,
Like,
so she has a great laugh. She'll laugh at my dumb jokes, but she has an awful set of teeth. That's a hard one.
yeah,
Ugh, no, can't do it.
and she got everything else right with her except for the teeth.
And she laughs at my dumb jokes. That's a big one. Can't do it.
Or her eyebrows are too thin.
Her eyebrows are too thin. That could always be added. I'm not worried about that. I think that's not a deal breaker.
I mean, she could be using the pencil to draw her eyebrows.
That's
So
what
like,
that's what I was getting at. Like I'll draw them on her if we need to, honey.
I used to date a chick that drew her eyebrows on, and I didn't like it. I never
Ooh,
liked.
she didn't have any.
She eventually grew them out after we broke up, but she used to draw them on when we was
But she
dating.
literally like you would wake up or something and she would have no eyebrows until she drew them on.
Yeah,
Ah!
I know it was very weird. It was like you know how Keanu Reeves looked when he went to the Matrix, and like all of it, he was all shaved off. It was like that.
Oh my god, that's freaky. I've
It was
seen
weird.
girls like that, but I've never dated any. I don't think, unless they hide it from me.
Yeah, because when they draw their eyebrows on, I'm like, "Are you angry today? Are you surprised?"
Oh yeah. Okay, Julia. So Susan said some are teeth. Some are here. Some are there.
Yeah. Okay, Tracy.
That's messed up. Nice one, K Trey. Nice follow up. That's hilarious. Summer teeth. Okay, so Julius, what's your answer? Summer teeth.
It would be difficult. It just depends because she can have like that. See, that's the thing. It's like she can have like the teeth that's not all the way correct, but then when she's like not smiling, she's like looks at you. She has that look, and you go, "Man, she's kind of cute." And then she's like, but then she starts laughing. You go, "I don't know. I just
keep your mouth closed, bitch.
yeah. I don't know. Don't say nothing."
That's why you like them anyways, right, Julius?
Yeah, I know. When they're silent. Yeah, I know. It's just like okay, for example, if you see a chick and let's say like you know how those chick who have those fingernails that's like it's not like it's nail, but it's like skin. I don't know how to explain it, but their nails don't look normal. It's like they're very short looking, and it's like
Yeah, they look like devilish or something, like a animal.
yeah, it's like more finger than nail.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? I
Yeah,
don't like that.
yeah.
The whole short nail thing.
They're pointed.
No, not even pointed. They're just like it's very small. Like you only see like a piece of nail, and it's like more finger. You know what I mean? Because then like when they get fake nails, it just looks really weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. I can't stand that. I don't know why. That's like weird to me when I see that, and she can't help it. It's how she was born. She can't help that. But when I see
Oh,
it,
that's not. Yeah, I've never seen that.
yeah, it's hard to explain. Like
How
if I
about the
ever
long nails? The acrylic ones, the ridiculously long ones. Deal breaker
yeah,
automatically.
the Cardi B ones, yeah, I don't like that because that tells me she cares more about stuff like that than she does just being a natural person. Like she
Than
has to
existing in the
stand
world.
out.
How do you open a door? How do you wipe yourself properly? So many things I wonder. Like when you got those ridiculous nails on, how are you living a life?
Yeah, and then what's also too about the long nails that I don't like is that when they eat food, you can see it get stuck in their nails,
Yeah,
and they
that's
sort
gonna
of touch
happen.
their face, and it's like, don't.
Imagine what gets stuck when they're using the bathroom, Julius. You know what I mean? Like deal
I
breaker.
know. That's what I'm saying. I don't the long nails. Like, listen, do what you want to do, but the long nails, I cannot stand at all. It's
Deal
just not
breaker.
my like. I don't mind. Like to me, I like natural nails. I like natural nails as long as they file them correctly. That's totally fine. And when they do have like get their nails done, as long like if they go to the what do you call it, the manicure shop, the nail shop, it's fine to
Clean
get like
nails.
their yeah, it's fine to get like their actual nails done. It's fine for that. But those big long ones, but like diamonds on it, and eh, I don't know, it just don't look right to me. I'm
Ridiculous.
just like,
Julius, to that end, let me ask you before we move on. Because I totally agree. I want all natural, everything I've come to realize on my women. The more natural, the better. Warts and all, I don't even like makeup. I mean, I'll tolerate whatever makeup you need to feel good in the world, I guess, or whatever. But I prefer you no makeup. How do you feel about that?
that's actually a good question. You know what? I'm actually gonna bring up a picture, not now, but in a little bit of Pamela Anderson, and she had no makeup on. I mean, she's older, so of course it's gonna look different. Like if she was like in her 30s with no makeup, probably be a lot better. But she's older. But I'll still show you anyway. Just kind of for me, I do like natural. Like I don't mind the what do you call it? Not the foundation that women use. It's something else that women use. It's like a I forget what it is, but they use
Mascara, blush.
yeah, like a little blush. It's fine, but not like a whole mask on your face. Like they put like one thing
It's
and
a
then
mask.
another.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
literally it's fake. It's a disguise. Like it's deception. And almost all men, I would say, I asked this to, they agree, by the way. They agree with
yeah,
us, Julius. But here's the thing I bring this up to chicks, they don't give a fuck what we want. They don't
yeah.
care. They say that they do it for them, it's not for you.
I
You
disagree with that. I'm sorry, but I every time I hear that, I so disagree with that. I do it for me. No, you don't. Like you don't do it for you. You do
Even
it
if
because
that's
you
so, Julius, they're kind of probably half telling the truth about that. Then, yeah, it shows you don't give a fuck about what we want. Like, you're just selfish and only care about yourself. Either
yeah.
way, like, it's just, they don't
Okay,
care.
but even if they're genuine and they say I do it for me, I still just disagree. There's a reason why they're doing it. It's not just for them because they know that again, pretty privilege is a thing. So they know that they may get treated differently if they look different. It's just what
Bro,
it is.
they say that the same thing you've heard it about the clothes they wear, the revealing clothes, whatever. And what I always say to them, and this is just a game ender, do you wear that same outfit to bed at night?
Exactly.
No, you're doing it for the benefit of attention from someone.
Yeah.
I don't care who you claim that it's for or whatever. You're not going to admit that, but you're doing it for attention from somebody. Or
Yeah.
else you would just do it when you go to sleep. Of course, you don't do this when you go to sleep.
And that's always the best question too. Is like, do you wear your makeup to sleep? Well, no.
No, they don't.
So why not? It's like if you do it for you, sleep with it.
Do you walk around the house wearing that? Do you wake up in the morning on a Sunday and put that shit on? No.
Yeah. I remember a long time ago, I forget where I saw this. It was like some talk show where this girl said that she could not go outside without this is like way back in like the 2000s. She said she could not go outside without makeup on. Like she wouldn't go take out the trash and she'll take an hour to do makeup on just to go take out the
A lot
trash.
of women are kind of like that. Not to the extent of an hour, but a lot of the women are like, I'm not going outside. I don't even have my face on.
Yeah, I know. I know I have my face on. Like, what does that even mean?
That shows that line right there, Julius. It's a mask. So you're
Yeah.
putting on a mask. You got to put your face on it to everybody in the world. And then, like, if I meet you, what are you going to reveal to me? What you look like? You're always going to be trying to hide that from me as a man. I don't like that because one day I'm going to wake up in the morning and be like Macaulay Culkin Home Alone.
Yeah, I know.
Ah!
I know, seriously. I know. It's just like I wish women would just be honest. Like, yeah, I wear makeup so I can attract guys. I got no problem with her wanting to attract a guy. I got no problem with that. Just be honest about it. It's like, look, we can say it's the reason why guys work out because we want to look good for women that like it. We want to be healthy and things like that. I mean, there's a big difference between makeup and working out because we're staying healthy. Makeup is not healthy because it could cause bumps on your face. That's not healthy. So we work out. The thing is that when we work out,
Working out's real. That's healthy. Yeah, that's a healthy,
yeah,
good thing for you. Makeup's fake. It's
yeah.
artificial. It's not the same at all.
Oh, I got a question for you real quick, and then we're gonna move on to what I'm talking about with the first dates thing. But I got a question for
And
you.
before, can I stay on the makeup before you? Can you hold that question for
Go
1
ahead, go
second?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
On the makeup thing, you said it's not only like not healthy. I'll take it one step further. You're not only doing it to impress. You're doing it to simulate sexual flush. According to psychologist Jordan Peterson, who I trust a lot, that's what the red and everything, the red lips, the red, the darkened eyes, that's what occurs during sexual flush. And you're doing that, whether you realize it or not, to sexually attract men.
Yeah, absolutely,
There's no
absolutely.
getting around it.
I agree with that. I wish women would just be honest. Just say, you know what, I do put on makeup because I want to find a guy who likes me, and when he likes, that I made myself look good, that makes me feel a certain way. Just be honest.
But it
We
can't
we
be
won't care. We don't care. There's a Pew research that shows that men do not care about all the details in women's lives. I mean, we look for physical. Physical is the first thing that we see. Everything else behind that, we really don't care.
We don't
So
give
just
a
be honest.
fuck. Everything they think about, we don't think about, and everything we think about, they don't think about. It's a great, polar opposite thing. But yeah, we
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about most of that shit.
Because even if a man works out, she don't care. She just want to know, do we got money? I hate to say
She
it.
might like him if he's got like muscles and stuff like that a little more. But that's
No, but the physical, according to Pew Research, the physical, all that stuff is like below. The first thing I
it's
said
just
was
a bonus. It's a
yeah,
bonus. Yeah.
exactly. Because the first thing it said was honesty, and then it said finances, and everything else after that. Like they don't
Honesty,
care.
they don't want honesty, man. They don't even
Well, I
know that
mean,
they don't want it. You know
well,
what
I
I mean?
mean, I know. Well, that's what they say, but
Exactly. That's what they
yeah,
say, but they don't know what they want and what would be good for them. And trust me, they don't necessarily want honesty. Sometimes it's better not to have honesty, ladies.
yeah. I mean, it
Let your
depends
man
on
keep certain things from you for your benefit.
yeah, it depends on what kind of honesty too. I mean, if it's like, because that's why I always thought it was a good question when what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name right now? It's complicated. The It's Complicated channel on YouTube. He says, would you rather have a man tell you what you want to hear or be honest? And she goes, honesty. And he goes, what if he goes on the first date with you and he says, I just want to have sex?
I want to fuck you right now.
And yeah, and then she says, well, I wouldn't like that. He goes, but isn't that honest? She's like,
Boom.
oh, that's a good question. It's
Game
like,
over. That's what I'm saying, Julius. Like, they don't even realize. Like, it's not like I want to be like this. This is just the de facto things that I've figured out over time after having some mild success with women and like getting to know them better and whatnot. Sometimes they candidly reveal things to you that women can't admit aloud or often don't even admit to themselves.
yeah. I want to point out two things. Grace said, she said, our 18-year-old son hates makeup on women. And he asked me, Mom, what if she wears 2 pounds of makeup? How do I know what she really looks like? I told her, take her to swimming at the lake. Take her to go swim at the I know.
She won't go. Grace, here's the thing. That's a great suggestion, but she'll literally avoid great outings like that because she doesn't want to not have her face on. And then your relationship again messes up as a man because she'll never tell you that's the reason, but you'll never be able to get her to go in the water or go places. And you'll be confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great suggestion, but she won't go.
She also said, look at the real history of makeup. You're learning a lot. A lot of it was political. Yeah, from what I understand, I know that the makeup industry, from what I understand, it was actually started by men. Uh, and it's funny because I heard women make this argument also on IG Live, and she's like, "Well, it was men who started makeup," and I was like, "This isn't the flex that you think it is. That just goes to show that men do everything better, even like makeup. Like, I'm not talking about the men like who are feminized and doing it. I'm talking about like the CEOs and things like that. Like they're all behind it. They obviously pushed it for a reason. So to try to make the argument like, well, it was men who did makeup. Well, what you're basically saying is that men invented everything. Like you're basically
and they sold it to your dumbasses who are gullible enough to make them rich.
That's what I'm saying. To this day, now you're buying lots of makeup thanks to men. So,
making them rich,
welcome,
still.
Making
men rich.
I
Thank
know.
you.
I know.
Thank you, ladies.
Like, you're welcome, ladies.
We still don't like it at home, though. We still don't like it at home.
Yeah. Joe says a smile is better than powder or mascara. I agree, 100%.
A frown is better than powder or mascara. I'll take whatever, man. Just keep it makeupless.
Susan said, I don't think it was political, it was status. No, like, so political as in the sense of, like, for example, the sexual liberation, that was purely political. It's to get women to, you know, be a lot more liberal with their ideas, to push them to more towards abortion. That way, when it comes to votes, then they're going
To
to be
break
more.
up
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, so the
to break up the
sexual,
home, to break up the nuclear family, destabilize the country. There's a lot of
yeah, yeah,
things
yeah,
to
yeah,
tax the other half of the population, to get
exactly,
them to
exactly.
get their kids in school earlier and instead of in their mother's care, raising them, teaching them.
Exactly. So that's so when they push the sexual liberation, and when Nick's talking about with the whole school thing, when you push sexual liberation, then you have now an issue of single parenthood. Guess who's going to take care of your child? The government. It's
You
pretty
know who's
crazy.
you know who's taking
Go
care
ahead.
of your kid? Not you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, again, mom has to work, dad has to work. Where does the child go? Because you got to think. People keep saying, "Well, it's hard to do one income because the economy." It's like, yeah, why do you think that is? It's because they want women to work and men to work. So when you have a kid, guess who's raising your child? The government. Like, people don't understand that. So when they keep saying, "Oh, the economy," that's why you can't do single income. I get that, but do you understand why the economy is like that? It's because they want both parents to be out of the house. They're literally breaking up the home by having both parents out of the house so that they can raise your child, so your child can come back home and say, "I think I'm a girl," and then you feel compelled to go along with that. It's so crazy how they just manipulate you like that. You gotta wake up and see that. So
Bro, that's so fitting for the. Do we have like 2 minutes for me to read an unsolicited letter that I got from a woman that is so on to this cat? Like it's just like so. I wasn't gonna bring it up necessarily, but you
no, go
saying that,
ahead.
like, all right,
Yeah,
here.
no, go ahead.
I feel like the introduction of the pill was a direct attack on men, stripping you of the courting process and building trust with a woman who will in turn follow your lead. Not by servitude, but via submission, in knowledge that we are emotional creatures who crave your guidance, and men tend to be more logical. Women can provide a safe space for you to be nurtured and receive the guidance. An alpha male stands in his informed conviction, as I witness you do, and this is the protection we desire. A solid swap and growth within that is possible. Next, they hit you with welfare, depriving you of providing for your family and rendering you useless. The family courts are set against you by default, and you lose what you worked your arse off for. Government replaced you as the father. Here in blank, I'm not going to say where she's from, the daily rate of male suicide is 3. That's 3 men at the end of their tether per day, and we don't invest in any services to support you. You come home and get nagged because many women are raised to be entertained, attended to, and expect that to be provided after 9 hours of manual labor. My father was alienated by my mother, and it took a long time to understand the gaslighting men endure and the silent spaces you dwell in because you have no one. They took us away from you. We aren't supporting you because they made you look a fool and that you are anything but. I have the utmost respect for you being bigger than the plot. Many betas conforming to the indoctrination, and it scares me sometimes. I've been single for 3 years. No physical touch, if you get me, and it's because the system has destroyed most men via the attack. And as I already said, it's not my job to be you. You've been so disrespected and still try to do right. Anyway, I've used my 5,000 words per day, and I apologize. But what do you guys think of that?
Well, when you said arse, I already knew where she came from.
Well, I'm not going to give that away, but yeah,
Uh,
maybe if we can put that together.
yeah, when you said arse, I
I
was like,
realized it as I said it too. I was like, oh, that's a good. That's why I was good when it came
yeah,
to. I would have probably
dead
read where she
giveaway.
came from too.
Yeah, dead giveaway. Yeah, she's absolutely right. That's why I said when you take mom out the home and dad out the home, now the attention becomes, I gotta get this job done. But you don't think about the parenting. It's like it becomes, it feels like more of a burden than what's the word I'm trying to find, that to it feels more of a burden than it does like to be happy the fact that you're a mother. Do you know what I mean? It's like being a mother become a burden because now you come home, you're stressed, you expect things because you're working, but then yet so is your husband. So how do you guys find balance in that time? Now, I'm not saying that nobody can't do it, that mom and dad can work and you come home and still find love. I just think there's going to be a lot more expectations because I'm doing this for the family and I'm doing this for the family. So who gets the reward? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like if the husband doesn't make his wife feel good, because again, me and go with the happy life or a happy wife, happy life situation, and to me that can create a lot more problems. I think that you find a lot more freedom and beauty when you're staying at home with the children. You get to teach them, you get to have them cook with you, cook some cookies, you get to cook for dad. The kids get to see how much the mother loves the father, so that when dad comes home they're excited to see him and not hateful to see him, because mommy's stressed now, daddy's coming home being a bigger problem, and kids are like, why is daddy all stressed? Like, and mommy's the one that works. She takes care of us, or something crazy like that. They resist the father. You know what I mean? And so now he gets no love, and he barely knows his kids because mom is always just nagging about whatever and doing all the work. So I don't know. It could be very problematic. I'm not saying this doesn't or necessarily does happen, but it can be very problematic. So I think when women are staying at home with the children and doing homeschool, and they're teaching them, not the school teaching them, they're teaching them, their moral values. Whereas and then the father comes home and they're excited to see him. Oh, dad's home. We haven't seen dad all day. He's out working hard for us, making sure we have Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays and sports events and things like that. So um, it's very interesting. That's why I think people should realize that the reason why you got both mom and dad working, even in today's economy, is because they're still breaking up the homes. It's not like they broke up the home back then. They're still breaking up homes now by having both parents work.
Well, it's a blessing, I would say, nowadays statistically for a woman to be able to stay home and solely provide for the house and the kids. Most most families need two incomes now. Most households to even be able to pull that off. So, I mean, if you don't, that's not what you're going to get often nowadays. So you should be fortunate. I would, if that's what I was trying to do, I would pursue that hard. I would pursue that hard and early to try to land it because it's statistically not going to happen for most people.
Yeah.
Most women.
Yeah. Um, okay, and then before I know we kind of had this long conversation about first dates, but before we get to that, I was going to ask you, Nick, what do you think about this? Okay, you know how women will wear shirts that show their cleavage and men look, or they wear like short pants or very tight jeans, basically things that can reveal stuff, right? What do you
Yeah.
think about this? And you can call it beta, you can call it whatever you want, but so for example, let's say I got more in shape, like I'm more toned, I got my chest up, my abs is looking good, my shoulders are looking, everything about me just looking real manly, right? And let's say it's a hot day and my friends like, hey, let's go to the beach today. And I go to the beach. Um, so this tank top right here, right? I feel like this is even too much. But what if I didn't wear like a tank top like this to go to the beach? What if I wore like a those wet shirts where like I can go in the water and dry off real quickly? What if I did that to not show off my body because I'm not trying to be looked at by lots of women? I want to be able to have the confidence to go up to a woman, whatever, or if she finds me attractive just based on my body, like how it looks like, versus like me showing muscles. So, for example, if I go to the beach and I take off my shirt and I'm like super ripped, a bunch of girls, not girls, but women will look like they'll look and be like, "Oh wow, I want to go talk to this guy." I'm drawing attention to myself. What if I didn't do that and just kept a regular t-shirt on, but because of my physique, that makes them look at me as well because of my physique versus my actual muscle. The reason why I bring this up is because I only want to show my body to the woman I'm going to be with forever. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to show my body to every woman, just my body to the one woman that I'm going to be with. Like when she's with me and we're at home, she'll see my body when I take off my shirt to go to bed or take a shower. She'll see it. But if we go to the beach, I won't wear a tank top. I won't do any of that stuff to attract other women. I want just her only. What do you think about that? I mean, that's just came to me because that's the way that it's always natural for men to take off their shirt. But if you notice, so like men take off their shirts, women they wear bikinis, right? Whatever. But What if I didn't do that? What if I wasn't trying to expose my body to every woman?
I would be trying. I don't know. It's risking it because she might find that to be unattractive or something. But that said, Julius, if you do it, then you're destroying. You're setting up a way so that she can't show her body off in any way, shape, or form either. If she's trying to be committed to you, like the same way, to the same extent you are to her. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're taking away that ability for her to be scanned if she agrees. But she might even resent you or like try to stop you from doing it because of that very reason. She still wants to be able to wear like scandalous clothes. Keep
Yeah.
an eye out for that.
Oh
That might be
yeah,
a reason.
no, yeah. If I'm trying to be so basically, I mean that was a long-winded thing when I said basically it's like I'm as a man, I'm gonna be modest as a man. We
Yeah,
want
yeah, no,
women to
I,
be
I
modest. Yeah. So if I'm with the woman and she's clearly wearing this okay, well I won't get to that just yet. I want to show you the picture first with the whole date thing, but yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so let's go with the first date first, and then we'll talk about what if he or she wore this. Right? I got a picture of the woman, but we'll kind of put a scenario for the man. So let's pull up this video real quick. It might be on TikTok. TikTok videos really play very well on StreamYard. I
shout out to
noticed.
the Chinese, man.
Let me see. Oh, you know what? I actually saved it. Thank God. I actually saved this one, so hopefully we'll find it. Give me one sec. And sorry guys, it's gonna take me a little bit. Normally I have these videos ready to go, but
No,
for
take
some
your time.
reason, yeah,
I'll fill the time actually because I want to say of course I would say first dates matter a lot, especially to women. I would imagine nowadays more than ever. You might only have one chance to impress her. They got plenty of options more than ever. They're less willing to commit. So if you get that first date, it's definitely going to be important to her. Now I wouldn't overthink it or put too much pressure on it because of that, but
hold
it is important, I think, to women.
on. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Um, okay, I have the video right here. So here's that video here. You know what I forgot to do? Sorry about this, guys. I totally forgot to do this. Put the age of men in the background. Totally forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys.
It's a man's world.
No, I totally forgot, man. I
Was
mean,
good. I
listen.
knew something was missing.
I mean, it is a man's world if you think about it. Um, okay, so here's that. This is from again. Shout out to Osaze, the Desirable Truth. He has great content, so dope, and it's cool to know that he's a one-man army. Like he puts his phone in a tripod and he just steps away and does this. All that's cool, man. That inspired me to go do the same thing.
Nice.
All right, so here's that video here. He's asking the woman, uh, how much should a man bring for a first date? How much should he spend?
What's the most a man should spend on a first date?
I wouldn't
$5.
say the most, but I think the minimum. I feel like within the like 200 to 300 range is like normal.
That's the minimum.
Fuck you.
What makes you think that's normal?
And that's me being like nice. Like I feel like
Merch.
if you're trying to take someone on a really nice date and really trying to impress a girl, like okay, you're paying for dinner at a nice place. You're doing
This is a first date we're still talking about.
yeah, don't you want to impress the girl on your first date? Like you want to show her a good time, get drinks, get dinner, do something else. Like I don't know.
But is that realistic for a man to want to spend $300-400 the first time he's getting to know a chick?
I think so.
Ah,
Otherwise, what are you doing? If you're not
fuck
trying
you.
to impress someone, you're just like wasting time. You're just what? You're just trying to screw them.
What does he get in return for dropping $400 on a first date for you?
He gets my attention.
Ah.
Amazing.
Like
What's the most a man?
Amazing.
Unreal, bro. But that's where we're at. That's why I do what I do on the first date. Because I want to weed out any fucking bitches like that.
Yeah.
She won't even sit through the day. If I just take her for coffee, if she's a bitch like that, she'll probably bail the second like I suggest coffee or won't even come. Great. Save myself the headache. That's why I do that, dude.
It's funny too because I mean, look, one can say, well, it's Miami, it's how it is. That doesn't matter if you're Miami, California, or the most, I don't know, the most poor place. It doesn't matter. The fact that you think a man should spend like, what the heck are you eating for $200, bro? Like, what are
That's what
you
I'm saying.
eating?
Where can you even spend that kind of money? Like off the top of my head, I'd have to like look up like places to spend that kind of. That's ridiculous. 300 or 400
Yeah.
bucks. What the
Well,
for my
okay.
attention? She said, "Bitch, I better be getting a lot more
Yeah.
than that for your 300 400 bucks."
I mean, that's what's funny too, because he does ask me. He says, "What does he get in return?" My attention. So your attention cost me $300. That's a lot. I mean, she brings the term "pay attention" to a whole new level. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah, yeah.
that's
Well, they think
crazy.
that they're worth that. They think that like somehow they're enjoyable to be around, and I'll tell you why, man. Because so many simps are out there fucking playing a game with these girls just to get in their pants, and so they let them get away with this awful, irredeemable behavior that nobody can stand unless you're trying to get in their pants.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
That's
how a girl becomes that fucking out. Can you imagine talking to her for 5 minutes? Let alone she's worth paying for getting her attention.
I know she seems like one of those girls that like you have to constantly keep bringing something up just to find something to talk about, and then she's gonna be checking her phone most of the time. Like I can see her check. Man, see, this is the reason why first dates matter. If she's checking her phone while you guys are on a date, and yet you still talk to her, try to like make her laugh or whatever the case may be, but she's checking her phone, taking pictures of her food. I'm like, yeah,
Dude,
you know what?
one picture of the food, that's another thing I'm fucking out. I will say
Yeah.
I'll excuse myself to the bathroom and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I know. $200-300, bro. See, this is the reason why I say the first dates matter, because you have women like that who may have a mindset like her and say a man should spend $200-300. Listen, I'm not condoning the fact that she should give it up. I'm not condoning it at all, but no man should have to. She's not gonna find any guy. She may find this. You know what? She is gonna find a guy. She's gonna find a simp.
Plenty of them. That's
Real
why she behaves that way.
Yeah, and real men would not pay that much. She might think she can get a rich guy, but that rich guy is gonna want her to be so submissive, and she's not gonna want to put up with that. So then she'll find this simp. And now, mind you, that's not to say that there are not rich simps.
Not only that,
There are
Julius, there's definitely rich guys out there that have paid that price and then they fuck her that night and she puts out. But that's the only two simps and rich dudes just trying to bang you, not wife you, are the only two situations that would be reason
yeah,
like or that's gonna happen.
but you know what though? Okay, but see, but I think again, I don't condone it, but there's a difference though. So you're saying that the guys that simp but still have sex, or they they might have simped financially, but they didn't simp sexually, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So they still had sex with her, which again, I don't condone, but they still had sex with her, but they simped financially. Now, there's a difference if he's simping and she's toying with him, like he's thinking he's gonna get some, but she's just like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I just want to go home. I gotta work tomorrow. And he just spent $200 on her just
Fucking
to
sucker.
get
There's a
her
sucker born
attention.
every minute.
Yeah, just to get her attention and take her home after work. Oh, I'm tired. But meanwhile, right when he leaves, she getting picked
She
up by
goes
the
and
next.
gets fucked by Tyrone,
Yeah.
who didn't pay for
So
the date at all.
yeah. Matter of fact, that's actually a good term that we should talk about next time. Uh, can men be financial simps?
Yeah, they're the biggest. They're called beta bucks. You've heard me say it a million times.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
So
right.
there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
alpha fuck and there's the beta buck. You're one or the other to women. You can't be both. And if she ever sees you as a beta buck, you're never probably going to be seen as an alpha fuck. The
yeah.
alpha fucks are the dudes they love animalistically. They can't help. They're revved up for. They drop anything for. They break rules for the alpha fucks. And then they make rules for the beta buck. And the beta
Yep.
buck's just the guy that provisions for them. And they'll suck all the resources and attention or whatever else they get from him out of him and give him as little sex in return as they can get away with. And then when they're turned on, they're either going to step out on him or dump his ass to go fuck that alpha.
And again, I'm gonna make this clear. I don't condone it, but this is what happens in modern times. How we're talking about this. When
I
you
don't
talk
make
about
the rules. I just report them, man. Don't
yeah,
write the hate mail to me.
yeah. When Nick is talking about her giving the little sex is that what happens is what tends to happen is that for the alpha guy, she'll like do anything. Like she'll bend over backwards, she'll do all the spontaneous stuff. But with the other guy, it's just missionary. That's it.
Anything you want, daddy. And then the other guy, he's begging to ever get it, and she can't even be bothered to pretend like she likes it. She's like a dead fish. Like
Yeah,
he's just she'll make rules for the beta buck. She'll break rules for the alpha. Fuck.
yeah. That's what it comes down to. It's so crazy. And it's crazy again to see that again. And I'm not saying that every woman thinks like her, but that's crazy that there's the expectation of because she says, you gotta drop like $300. Otherwise, what are you doing? Well, what are you doing? Like, if I'm spending that much money just to eat and get your attention, what are you bringing to the table? This is why we ask the question: what do women bring to the table? If
You
you're
better be
expecting
sucking some
hundreds of
that
dollars,
night.
yeah, exactly. If you're expecting hundreds of dollars, then what exactly are you bringing to the table?
I better be getting laid that night, and I'm not considering you a wife candidate either way after that.
I mean, Nick, I hear you.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore in my life. But I'm just saying that's like the amount that you should be paying for, like to get her permanently, not
No,
one date.
well, I would argue this that hundreds of dollars should be like added up in like several dates, not in
That's
one
what
date.
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. And so I would say this is why first dates matter because if she wants to go somewhere expensive, you gotta be like, you know what? Even if you got the money, right? Let's say you get a fat
I
paycheck
do
and you
have the
got
money,
the
but I
money.
still do the coffee date thing for that reason.
Exactly.
To rule,
Exactly.
I want to weed out any girls like that, like
Yeah.
seriously. And that's the only way I figured I could do it. And by the way, after she passes that test, not only is it weeding out those bitches, they're usually like a super cool chick. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And like, if they're really into you like that and not trying to get money,
As a matter of fact, I actually saw the difference when I used to do my little thing on Tinder once upon a time.
yeah,
I actually did go for drinks. I went for drinks, kept it hella simple, no restaurant, nothing like that. Just went for drinks. And it actually worked out for me in the end. When I actually did take one on an actual restaurant date, wasn't the same because we had to sit there, talk while we
I'm
eat,
telling you,
and
it
then
feels weird, and it's like a
yeah,
commitment throughout. Like, it just sucks.
yeah. And then the bill came, and it's like she paid hers, I paid mine. It was very awkward, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey," and I asked her, like, "Hey, you wanna hang out?" She's like, "Oh, no, Yeah, it just didn't
Where's the
work out.
coffee date, Julius? You get there, you're both maybe standing in line together for a minute or two. You can get in some small chit chat. You walk up to the register, you take the initiative, order what you like, and then ask, "You want? Should I make that too, or what would you prefer?" And then just pay for it. You don't even have to say anything, and you can just pay for it. And
Yeah.
it costs you like $10 tops, maybe, and then you can get the
Well,
fuck out of there if it's bad.
yeah,
Take
well,
your
see, the
coffee
reason
with you.
why the reason why the drinks are and you're right to a degree, I would say this. The reason why the drinks are better is because when it comes to drinks, you don't have to really pay for her. You just pay for your drink and she pays for hers and she won't mind it because it's not like it's dinner. It's very see drinks is different from eating. When you go out to eat, there's a level of expectation of is he going to pay?
Yeah, I actually
And
don't
I
mind
and
paying for it with the drinks, even, but like I don't. Drinks I try to avoid because like that's another thing. Just in my experience, that like I'm trying to weed out girls that like to drink too much, that are young and immature, or anything
well,
like that.
no.
So if they're
Yes,
willing to go on a coffee date with me and not need booze, another again, that's you know what I
I
mean?
I I agree with you. I'm not saying that men should go out for drinks. I agree with you. What I'm saying is that when you first meet up with her and you just go for drinks, like a little sip here, like on the rocks kind of thing, not like just knocking like shots. I mean, then
Yeah.
it get a little crazy. But if you're just going for like casual, like alcohol on the rocks, just a little straw, sip, conversate, got a little buzz, easy. She's paying for her drink, you're paying for hers. But if you go into a restaurant where they bring a plate full of food, that check comes, it's like, you know what I mean? You're like, what do you do? You're like, here's my card. And you know you can't spend that money, but you're just like, dang, now I'm out $100. And she
Yeah.
got all her coins. So it's just like she got gas to go home, but you don't. So
If she was super, there's almost no. I go in expecting to pay. Ooh, how would you feel? and I asked this because it happened to me, but how would you feel if a girl wanted to pay for the date and she wanted to do it in this way? You didn't know about it. You're expecting to pay, like, always. You know what I mean? Unless it's like what I was saying before, she's super disrespectful. I'm always kind of going there expecting to pay. In fact, it's kind of weird and almost emasculating if I wouldn't pay. Well, she was like, she cut in front of me and went to the waiter or the staff and started paying. And I was like kind of pissed off. I thought she was paying for her half, or like just like it just felt weird to me. So I was just like, what the fuck? Did you just pay? She's like, yeah. I asked you out, and I had such a good time that I wanted to show you that. I wanted to show my appreciation. And I was just like, and she was
It
serious
just,
about it. Like we ended up going on, like it was legitimate. It wasn't just something like she was like, I'm just trying to get the fuck out of there. I didn't like the confrontation. No, she was like genuine about it. And I don't know, it endeared her to me a lot. Cause like I could have afforded it. It wasn't even expensive, but it was just like the thought of it.
and I'm not saying this is what it's going to be like all the time, but it does kind of give off this vibe of like, if she pays for you, she's going to be like not expecting something as far as like that. It's almost like she can use that against you. I don't know why.
I
It just
hear you,
comes
they
off
could
like
spin
it's
it,
just
but
like
this girl's so
Evo's
sweet.
yelling muhaha. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, absolutely. And most girls, I wouldn't let it go down like that because of that exact reason. You expect that they're trying to set you up or something. This girl is so sweet and she's so genuine. Like, and I've known her for a long time now. Since like, it just, I was like, okay, all right, that feels all right.
yeah,
That felt really nice. You don't
yeah.
get that very often as a man in this world.
I wanted to read Joe's. He said most women, most women not married will have their eyes open for something better than the guy they're with, especially if the man's not keeping her interest is instinct. Matter of fact, you know what's funny? Even though this is a male song, I think this also reached to women. There's Usher song called "You Make Me Wanna." And back in the day, it was like a cool little like '90s hit, blah blah blah. But then when you actually listen to the lyrics, it's like you make me want to leave the one I'm with and start a new relationship for you.
I never knew that's what they were
And
saying.
yeah, and the more I think about that, like the beat is like, oh, it's just a cool little fun song, but music played a lot in people's lives, I would argue, when it comes to relationships. When you have a song saying you make me want to leave the one I'm with and start a new relationship with you, you're basically saying that you have something good, but because something better came along, you want that. And I think women, might have used that to their benefit, to and unfortunately to their unfortunate benefit, where it's like, I have a guy, but because he's not doing X, Y, and Z to keep me interested, oh, there's somebody better. Even though this guy is a great guy, he can provide, but there's this other guy who's better.
This fantasy superstar Usher came to concert and wet my panties and bagged me, and then was out of town the next night. Yeah, how about I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs is a guy.
Yep,
There's so many that have like brainwashed me
there
for
is.
sure.
Yeah, there really is. Beyonce's "Irreplaceable." You must not know about me. I
How
can
about
be red. I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Like, that's such a man, dude. This is why I keep trying to tell people music played a part in a lot of people's lives because it made women be There's a lot of promiscuous songs. It's funny because most women made promiscuous songs, whereas most men made simp songs. T-Pain, I'm sprung, girl, you got me. That's such a simp song.
cringeworthy? It's so
Or
cringy.
like all the R&B songs, and it's like what's that one song with Blackstreet? Is it Blackstreet or whoever it is? Don't leave me, girl.
Oh, so
Can
cringy,
you
so
stay
terrible.
with me? It's like, what the heck? Like,
I hate it. But
don't
then,
leave
dude,
me, girl.
worse than that, man, there's the Beyoncés of the world who are telling the girls, all the single ladies, while they're married to fucking Jay-Z, you're married. And you're saying
Uh,
that, and the women are still buying it hook, line, and sinker. They're
yeah,
making money. Dude, what they're doing is selling to women because it's easy to fucking scam them and take their money.
yeah.
And it's
That's
easy
why.
to do that to get in their pants too, apparently. And then the good, decent guys, they're putting in the friend zone a lot of the time because it's not exciting, like the narcissist sociopath is, and they don't realize, well, maybe I could change. Whatever you're doing, ladies, it's not good messaging that you're sending if you want quality, chivalrous kind of guys.
Yeah, and it's like nowadays. This is why. I gotta get back out there and start doing street interviews, man. And you know, I just realized too. I realized that all the things we talk about, I should be asking those questions on the street. What we
Yes,
talk about in the Age of Men podcast, like, do first dates matter? I should be asking that. Like, that's what I should be using as
bro.
content on the
Yeah,
streets. What we talk about here on the streets, so we can bring it back and go, this is what happened when we, yeah.
that's what I
So
want. I thought, yeah, we talked about at one point where you would be
I'm
out
in
on the
love with a
street.
stripper. Sorry, I'm in love with a stripper. Yes, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with a stripper, bro. And that ain't the most simplest thing I ever heard. Like, she's showing her body to everybody, and you're in love with that. Oh my god.
There's a simp born every second, Julius.
I know. Jeez Louise. It's
But I
just, I
thought that
mean,
we would have you
yeah, go ahead.
on the street, like doing the street interview questions and stuff live while I'm on here, and I can field our audience's questions and stuff, or the
Yeah,
audience's questions give them to you. Like
yeah.
we
Like,
talked about doing that at
restream
some
it.
point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so you can definitely have restream it. I do want to figure out a way to like talk to you as I'm doing it, like as I'm out there doing street interviews. Like, how can I like still like have something here where you're like saying, "Oh, you should ask him this," and I go, "Oh, we get something about this."
Oh, yeah, on your phone maybe, or we could have some sort of
I'll try,
communication, but definitely we'll
yeah,
be in communication.
I'll try to figure out something. I mean, at that point, I'll have to have two phones to where I can watch you live and hear you in my ear, and then go out and ask the questions. You know what I mean?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the tech
Yeah,
details, but that's definitely something we got to do. I think that would be
yeah.
awesome. That's my
Okay.
friend Doc. That's the doctor that founded Jizzcoin with me.
Oh, right on. That's what's up. What up, Doc? Man, what's up, Doc?
He also said that he spent. I think I don't want to misquote or misrepresent my boy. He said he spent $400 to $500 recently and came up empty at the end of a date on an evening and came up empty. I was being too much of the mature, nice guy. He said he had a case of the simps lately. I got simped. He said.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Let me. Okay, I'm gonna open up. Okay, I'm gonna open up to you guys. Okay, I used to be that guy. I used to be the guy that was very simp. And let me explain why. Okay, man, we need some sound effects right now. But let me explain why I was that simp. I just always knew that being nice was the right thing to do because I grew up watching superheroes. So it was always just do the right thing. You know what I mean? Superheroes always do the right thing. What would Superman do? What would Green Lantern do? What would Flash do? Stuff like that. It was always just do the right thing. So I thought being nice was right. And I realized that being over time, I got to a point where I realized that being nice is actually being mean. And let me explain that, like, quote unquote mean. I say that because you're only being nice to get something, and that's actually manipulation. When you're being
Underhanded.
nice to a woman, you're manipulating her, try to get in her pants, and then you don't score, and then you start to feel away about it. Oh, F you, B word. You start to feel away about it because you think that now you think you deserve sex because you were nice to her. The same way a woman thinks she deserves a man just for giving attention. Like, he gonna get my attention, so he should spend that much money on me because he gets my attention. Because they're women have now turned attention into currency, and so now the fact that with men it's the same thing. So women's currency is attention, men's currency is niceness. I'm being nice, therefore I deserve a transaction. Well, I'm giving him attention, therefore I deserve money being dropped on the date. Like, I'm worth that much. Do you know what I mean? So
The doc said facts. It was just like that.
yeah, I do. I'm telling you, I was there. I used to be the nice guy. I used to be, try to like try to act. So it's funny because being nice, I would act like I don't want to get into her pants, but doing that to get into her pants. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
It's
And
underhanded.
she can see that from a mile away. She's like, he's just trying to be all nice. Like, I know what he's doing, so she's not like
Too
actually
nice.
that'll make her feel more creeped out. Like, what's this guy gonna do?
Bro,
He's
that's
being
why
way too
that's why
nice.
they say there's too nice. He was being too
Yeah,
nice. Women say that a lot, and men get the like. Well, there's many reasons for this, but sometimes they get the misimpression that like that's like bullshit or whatever. Oh, too nice. No, it's that. That's what they mean. You're being too nice. Like it's underhanded. You can tell
yeah,
it's not genuine, and they can sense that from a mile away.
exactly. And so Oh, he said you got a link to jump on. We can bring some people on pretty soon. Yeah, we'll do that real quick. Let me play this one video and then we'll move on and then get to the other question. So, I'm gonna do my train of thought with the niceness thing. So, yes, what I've learned over time is to just be yourself, and what I mean by that is this: let's say I meet a woman, okay, and I've been talking to her for like a couple weeks, maybe a month, and she starts to tell me that she's into me. I wouldn't just give in and be like, well, okay, well, hey, I like you too. Yeah, you know what? Let's be together. I wouldn't just give in like that. I let her know, like, hey, I got things going on. I want to get to know you, but let me focus on this. And over time, we'll talk. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Or if you first meet her, like the first day, like like let's say you're out at an event, you meet her that day. You don't go telling her your whole life story so that she can, now you guys know each other.
No,
No,
don't do
you
that.
just very casual. Like less is more. The less you say, the more she wants to know about you. So
One
it's like, oh
text a
hey,
day. One text a
yeah,
day.
I know, right? Well, we'll get to that in just a second. But
Right.
when you first meet her, like in person, right? You want to introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Julius, and then just have like a casual conversation. Just something casual. Don't try to overdo your jokes. Don't try to oversell your jokes. Mind you, you're gonna do what you do at the end of the day. But I'm just saying, don't oversell yourself. Just be very casual, very cordial. If she laughs at a joke, laugh with her, but don't try to like add a second joke to it. It's like don't be that guy that says a joke and then it's like some giggles and you go, I said, and you
Oh
don't
my
wanna be that guy. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's now she's like, okay, he's trying hella hard. And in that moment, she lost interest. And you try to get her number, she's like, oh, I'm barely on my phone. Like she'll make excuses. I'm barely on my phone, but then you see her post a lot on social media. And, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to oversell yourself. Just be cool, be cordial, you know, be naturally funny. Don't try to force your jokes. Just be naturally funny, And you know when you're naturally funny, like when you can find something that you're like, okay, I got this. But don't try to like force the joke. And what I mean by that is don't explain the joke. Don't try to have a drawn out joke like, yeah, yeah. So that guy, he starts to walk. And you know how sometimes like when rain comes down, like you don't want to be that guy. You have to explain the joke. You just be like, oh look, he acts like Homer Simpson. Like, oh, he is Homer. He got a big belly. Something like that, just something simple. You're gonna be like, hey, it's that guy Homer Simpson. Can you see he has a hair and the blue jeans? And he said dough. You're like, she's like, yeah, I don't really watch Simpsons like that to know details. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just stuff like that. So just be cordial, be cool. Don't oversell yourself. Essentially.
I would say
Okay.
be
So real quick.
yourself. Be yourself. Like make it known that you're flirtatious and you want her that way. And that's what your intentions and goals kind of are. You're not just trying to be some friend or something. But this is the key, man. And ladies out there, correct me or tell me if I'm off on this. I've learned over time, and I've especially figured it out actually when I did my podcast a few years ago. I was kind of getting hit up randomly by people from all over the world, and I would initiate like conversation or get to know them a bit. And my approach to the internet had and still is been unless and until proven otherwise, that's a gross middle aged man on the other side of that screen. Like I'm not. I'm just, even if it looks like the picture's a cute girl or something. Well, through doing that, and I've done it my whole life, kind of. Uh, I would just engage them normally, not like they're a fucking girl or hot or anything like that. And I came to realize the hotter the girl, the more the supplies. Just engage her. Try to be you. Flirt, but be your normal, natural self, and try to engage her as a person. Like intellectually, get to know the person. Like don't play games. You don't have to do anything. Just treat them as a person that has a mind that you can actually talk to, and get to know. The hotter the girl, the more supplies. They don't ever get that ever. They're
Yeah.
never genuinely being approached by anybody. That's like it's a blessing when that they have their looks that they can commoditize. It's a value to them, like we always say, they're born with. But it's also a curse in that regard too, that they're always just being. They never get a real raw approach from anybody
Yeah.
or treated like that. They're always being treated, even if it's other girls that are jealous and shit. Like it's very refreshing. And the hotter the girl, the more the supplies, because the less they've ever experienced it. When they get treated like that, they kind of can get really into you. It seems in my experience.
Yeah.
Because nobody gives them that. Nobody's ever like picked their brain or talked to them like that.
And that's the thing too, is that when you can just be yourself and you can pick their brains, like they like that because they see authenticity. When you're
Yeah,
like
you don't have
trying
to
too
play
hard,
games.
yeah, when you're trying too hard, like you're laughing louder than you should, and she's like, ugh, like
They sense that from a mile away. They can sense the fake and the phoniness. You just got to be real, and to be real, just try to get to know them. Try not to
yeah,
put too much pressure on it. Also realize like I'm not going to pedestalize her pussy no matter what. Like so, I'm just going to get to know her. I'm not chasing it. I'm not a sucker for it. Like I'm not going to get manipulated by it because I have standards and principles, and that should work out for you, I think.
yeah. Okay, so here's a video here, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So here's this chick here. She is okay. So this is a woman who went on a first date, and she felt some type of way because the guy. Now I don't know if this is satire, but nonetheless, this is what the video is. She felt some type of way because the guy took her to Cheesecake Factory.
Ruel was just talking about this one, man. This is all a buzz right now.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's that video here. Check this out.
Big melons.
Let me just get the door for you.
Oh God.
Okay.
All in our face.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Mm-mm.
Can you turn it up at all? Or maybe that's just on my end.
Yes.
There we go.
Would you want me to open the door for you? Okay. You're recording me? Yeah.
Who's that? Her boyfriend? Who's talking to her?
This is the Cheesecake Factory.
The guy who took her on a date.
This is the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, and she's the one filming.
What's the problem with that?
He's not getting out. She's filming him.
Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant? You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking
Oh
about
my
it.
God.
Even in front of them. Oh yeah, I want to talk about it. Yeah. Come on, get it.
I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out of my car and call an Uber home. I'm out of here. See ya. Get out the car right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not playing. Get the fuck out of my car.
Yes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
No,
it.
we're not talking about shit.
A man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at. I mean,
She still has him on camera. And he's still.
you take out a beautiful woman, and you're courting her. Because
Look at her
I
talking to the camera, not him.
So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her,
Kick her
cherish
out of your
her,
car.
treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
Not
I
at the
went
Cheesecake
into this
Factory.
date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe. You know, to
Bro, Beta. This is making me sick.
To pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman.
Can you turn it up more or no? Rule out. Rule
I
out.
mean, you've been
Yeah, the volume's actually up all the way.
And then
Cool.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Yes, bitch.
even like
This
when we were
moment.
walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
and
you.
I
Yeah.
can respect that. I can
You're
respect
overweight. You're not even that hot
When,
shit. Get off the car.
I got to your apartment to pick you up. You didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're
This
not
guy.
done.
All right,
We're not done.
I'm gonna stop it here. 'Cause
That's
it's
enough.
like,
Yeah, I've had enough from her. I don't know who
it's
I'm more
like-
annoyed by, her behavior or his.
yeah, the video's like 8 minutes long. I don't want to bore you guys. with
No,
8
thank you. I couldn't say another set. That dude, that nice guy bullshit, and still trying to acquiesce to her, is what created these monsters, man.
Yeah.
That's
See,
what creates them, fellas. We gotta stop behaving that way.
you know what? Men to women who's simp like this, it's kind of like Israel to Palestine. They created him.
Don't go there. You're gonna get the Age of Men canceled too.
They created the monster, and now they have to deal with it. So men have created a monster out of women who feel entitled to say, "I look like this, therefore I shouldn't have to go to that." Meaning that she says, "I look this good, and therefore I should not have to go to Cheesecake Factory." Matter of fact, I would argue the Cheesecake Factory is actually pretty decent looking. Not bad. A pretty nice looking restaurant. That Spaghetti Factory is not bad. I mean,
Any bitch should be happy for the Cheesecake Factory. But by the way, bitch, you're not all that. Okay, I wasn't gonna say this, but I wouldn't even have taken you on a date because you're overweight. You don't look all that. You're not like a 10.
Nick had to bring up the
Dude, I hate to say it, but she's making me. You're not. Who do you think you are?
yeah.
Have you looked in the mirror?
And you know what's funny too is that it's sad to watch and be like, you want to talk about it? I mean, and listen, I respect you for not letting me. I respect you, like, bro. If she's in your car locking you out, and you're talking about we want to talk about it, I would just say, hey, get out the car.
Bro, while she's filming you, streaming it to the whole goddamn world, not even having a conversation with you, she's talking to the phone while she's putting you in the shot. I would have seriously been like, bitch, get out my car right now. Exactly. Or I'm going to make you, or I'm going to call the cops. You're going to get the fuck out the car and get your own way home.
Yeah. That's what, and people might watch this and go, well, that's pretty mean. It's
Good.
not. She's filming him. And she's embarrassing him because he took her to the Cheesecake Factory. She's entitled to think that she deserves a better restaurant, to get paid more. He picked you up in his car. You're in his place. You're in his house. He runs it, not you.
She's punking him. Dude, she's punking him on the internet for the whole world at his expense when he was trying to be a nice guy and take her to the Cheesecake Factory. So what? It's your first date. Again, you're not hot shit. You're not all that. Like, even if you were, that's egregious behavior. Get the fuck out the car. Go get your own way home.
Yeah. It's so sad to watch him, be a beta for her.
It's pathetic. It's not even sad. It's like so bad, guys. It's so cringeworthy. And men have been made to be this. So I'm not hating on you guys, but I'm trying to get you guys to wake up and realize that's not only not going to work, it's not the answer. It's creating these monsters. That they run into men like this all day, every day, all through their lives. Like you, being that pussy that's going to sit there and accept all this. And that's what gets them to be like that.
Yeah. See, when men like him, see, this is what we were talking about earlier. It's exactly what we were talking about earlier. He's rewarding her bad behavior by trying to rationalize with her. She's already being irrational. You do not negotiate with terrorists.
Exactly. Shout out to Israel Hamas again.
So you don't negotiate with terrorists. The fact that she's already embarrassed you, humiliated you by filming you and saying that, and then locking you out of your own car, and you're like, you want to talk about it? And then you're going to sit in the car and talk to her. She's not going to listen to you. She's already, like Nick said, she's talking to her phone. She's not even looking at you. She can't even have the gall, the eyeball.
Respect, the decency to talk to you about this problem that she's having or whatever. Get out my fucking car before I pull you out. Don't make Wayne Brady choke a bitch.
Exactly. It's crazy, man. And this is why when men allow women to do this stuff, what happens is that because he's not standing up to her, she's gonna continue doing that. And when the first guy does do that, she might be all over that guy because she's like, oh crap, he put me in my place.
They actually know that they're out of line. They know they in my experience, in my strong opinion, they push the line of egregiousness to see how big a simps there are out here, what they can get away with, and you guys just allow the fucking world. When you put your foot down and have standards and don't accept that, they actually seem to appreciate it and respect it and come around a lot of the times because they know they're out of line. They know they're behaving terribly. What's up, dog?
What's up?
Man?
What's up, fellas? And I just want to describe my simping situation a little bit.
Yes, please do.
And social media kind of.
Hey, dog, could you turn before you get into it? Could you turn the camera like this? Would that be too much trouble?
Does that work?
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
There we go.
Yeah. So like, social media messes a lot of things up too, dude. Okay, like I for some reason, this chick who I liked, who I knew from social media too, must have been staring at how other women were interacting with me in social media, and then she got an impression that I was a fuck boy. But I liked her. She's kind of a Christian conservative girl, whatever. I liked her, right? And I kind of like to prove to her that I was like not like some kind of fuckboy, which I wasn't being a fuckboy. It was like women say whatever they want online, and women get emotional about other women commenting on your shit. They think that some shit's going on.
Story of my life, bro. Trust me,
It's fucking. So anyway, so I really focused on getting rid of that online sort of flirtation shit and focusing more in on her. So the funny thing is, this always happens to me. The more genuine I get towards someone in terms of my intentions with women, even who are conservative, it still works against me. And that night I took her out. We had a nice dinner, everything, all that stuff. But because I wanted her to see me in a good light, not just some fucking like random fuckboy, like I cocked myself in this whole thing. I couldn't believe it. I just was like, what am I doing? This is not even how I act. It wasn't like I was doing the whole nice guy thing. I did want to get in her pants. I wasn't trying to do it in some disingenuous way. I just got confused. What I'm saying is like she kind of turned me from like an alpha energy to a beta energy, and to prove to her that I wasn't just trying to be some bravado brash guy. I was like, for you, I'll let you fucking do this because I like you. For you, I'll let you do this because I like you. But dude, like it's a mistake regardless. Like they lose respect for you. And it doesn't lead to anything. It fucks up the sexual polarity between the guy and the girl.
Let me push back on that just real quick. When you say she made me, I don't think she made you.
Well, I was trying to I liked her, so I did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I wouldn't say that she made you, because oftentimes, and I'm not saying you don't specifically, but when men don't get women and then they finally get a woman, they like drop everything for her and they barely even know her. You know what I mean? Because we're attracted to the physical. So we want to keep that. Again, they often say men are territorial. Moment we got her, we want to just hold on to her and never let go. You know what I'm trying to say?
Sex is their currency. Attention is ours to them.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that. Don't reward anything. Try to make her earn your attention. That's the best advice I can give.
I did it. It was like that in the beginning, and then I just sort of.
No, dude. It's happened to the best of us, man. It happens, and I'm glad you came on and talk about it, because like everybody can learn from that.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. It doesn't help, right?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't help. But my intention was like, hey, man, like I'm not gonna even be like my normal self. For you, I'm gonna be this dork because I like you. I want to look and be serious about it. So it was weird because it's like not exactly totally disingenuous nice guy to get into her pants. Like I was putting her in the marriage material type of fucking category.
You changed to try to make you better for her.
Yeah.
But they still don't like that. In fact, she wants the fuck boy probably deep down inside. She wants,
honestly, it's crazy, but
she wants to change the fuck boy. Somebody a girl told me kind of recently. It says to me, they want to be the one. They think that you're like that, and they want to be the one that can somehow Beauty and the Beast.
It's so true. And for whatever reason, she liked me, and then she saw I was kind of like a little bit flirtatious like that. And then I kind of played into the whole story, be like, yeah, you're the one that could change me. Bro, I don't know why the fuck I did this shit.
Yeah. But that right there, it's the mindset, because we start this, it's like we're so excited that we got this girl, so we just start saying stupid stuff, because it's like that's where I can see the whole she made me but she didn't make you. But it's like we tend to do that. We finally got this girl, oh man, she likes me. You're like, you know what, you can change me, baby, and I will do anything for you. And she's like, dang, I only met this guy like yesterday.
We want her, guys. This is one of those cases where like
I can love you like that.
Well, we're always saying like women can't see sex the way men can. They just can't ever seem to get their heads around it. This is one of those cases where we can't see it how they see it, in the sense that we want women who will change and conform to us, right? So we try to give them that, but that's not what they want. They want a man who won't change for nobody, who's strong as a rock, that they can depend on. Exact opposite of that.
Right. It's so weird, dude. It's so weird because like I know that intellectually, and I've used that game myself for like a long period of time, but I just thought like I let it go this one time. I thought I was in a different position. It ended up with the same result as if I was like 20 years ago simping and shit like that. I was like, what the I was surprised because I thought like, you know what, maybe this stuff is true for people who are immature in their 20s and maybe, you know, like early 30s, but by the time you're 40 and shit, these dynamics should change. It should be a little bit more like, you know, you should be able to see through that. And I don't know, they don't, dude. These primal instincts remain basically. They
You
don't
know what
see through
though?
it.
Like I see, this is for like I totally understand it, man. Because again, we as men, we have to really step into our stoicism, and I get it. Like
Mhm.
I'm with you. Like there are times where you think that, you know, like this chick really likes you, and you want to just, you know, give in and just be with her. I
Yeah.
get that because it's like finally I have somebody that I can talk to, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
you gotta realize, you gotta ask yourself, if you're willing to act like that for her, for that one woman, you're gonna destroy yourself as a man, because before you met her, you were not like that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I know
It's
exactly what you're saying.
inconsistent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. That does make a lot of sense. You know, it's just kind of funny when you find yourself kind of like playing the tricks on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you have no one to like. Who the fuck am I gonna blame? I did it. I watched myself do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then you're just like, you know, if I lose this energy, if I lose this focus and confidence, it'll make her feel safe.
Exactly. I know.
Bro,
I
bro.
know. See, you start saying all that dumb stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
it's the
dude.
inconsistency. Because prior to that, you weren't just saying that out loud about women, but when you find that one, you start to go, "Oh man, she's this, she's that.
Yeah.
Thank God, thank you, God." You're all happy doing like snow angels, like in the snow. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
start
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah,
weird things over one chick. And you're like, wait, why am I like this for one chick? And then she breaks your heart. You're like, oh, she was everything. When there's like a gang of other chicks out there. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like,
Yes. Yeah, it makes
it's so
sense.
crazy, man.
So,
We shouldn't
Doc,
be doing that.
what
So
advice would you give yourself to avoid this kind of feeling or situation? If
Well, the advice in my case was like, you know, I know this chick for like 2 years, like from like IG before we actually met in person and like kind of got a little bit more like boy girly with each other, right? I would not have really taken her kind of controlling jealousy comments about social media shit seriously. I should have been dismissive of it. I don't know, somehow I turned it into like some kind of ethical Christian religious thing. Be like, yeah, man, I'm supposed to be better than that. Like, you know, there should be no smell or even a whiff of me being a fuck boy. If there is, it indicates something bad about me. I was just doing this to my own head. I would have been like, don't do any of that shit. You know,
you should have doubled down, bro. If anything, I hate to
basically,
say it. I don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't make the rules. I just report them, ladies. But
I agree. I agree. Basically, look, I had a feeling in my stomach, which was letting me know that I was getting weaker. I should have followed that intuition. It wasn't just me being immature. I was getting weaker, but I was trying to pretend like it wasn't. So I would have been like, nah, man, follow your instinct. You know what makes you weaker. You know what makes you dumber. You know what makes you like more ineffective. Just be honest with yourself and don't compromise on that. There's no point. There's no point. You're just going to be depressed afterwards for a while, you know?
we
exactly.
got to be
That's why.
confident with the men we are. Period, man.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want confidence and like a steady rock, because they're not.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
So don't cater to their. They don't know what they want, and they know
No,
that
bro.
about
I know.
themselves. They know that they don't know what they want. They know that about themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
So like they don't want you to be catering to what they want, because what they want just comes and goes with the wind. I want him to be a man that I can hitch onto. He knows what he wants.
Yeah.
What he
Yes,
is.
but be very careful. A lot of them are trained unconsciously to undo the very thing. They create a distaste for the very thing that they're attracted to. It's just conditioning, societal conditioning. So like I fell for it. You know, I was like,
It makes them that much more attracted to it, though. It's the damnedest thing, because it's so rare and so few, like far between. It doesn't take a whole lot to get these girls interested nowadays. You just got to be an unapologetic man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not to say that I have the solution to keep them staying good. I don't know the long-term solution for that, but I'm still working on that. But yeah, like they come around. I think a lot if you're just unapologetically a man.
Well, the funny thing is that's what actually initially attracted her, because I was more like that, right? So then it's funny that I undid all that stuff. But yeah, it was a lesson learned. And it's frustrating, dude, because like you do get into this simp mindset of expectations. Like, well, I spent all this money. I'm showing you I'm serious. I'm expecting a certain.
That's exactly to me like a female nature kind of thing. I did this, I did that.
Yeah,
I
it's true.
deserve
It's
it
true.
all.
I
Well, that's
just
beta. That's what beta is in a nutshell. When we're betas, it's just kind of like being girly.
Yeah, it is. It's being like, oh well, I've met these conditions and this should happen. I'm like, reality is not like that. Life's not like that. Nothing is guaranteed to you. Like if you, it's like you're acting like a bitch, basically. Yeah, no, I agree.
When you start to say things like "I did this, I did that," that's entitlement. Like you're expecting something from her.
I agree.
Matter of fact, women who actually catch on to that, well, that comes off as like a rapey vibe.
They hate it.
Like,
Yeah. It does.
I mean, it's
it
like
does.
this guy. He expects this, expects that, and then
You know what it is, fellas?
with her. It comes off very like, oh, he's trying to touch me here. She's like, no.
It might not be rapey.
No.
It might not be rapey, but it's desperate, fellas. Is what they think.
Well, I mean, that's why I said rapey vibes. Like,
no, I'm saying at work. You're right. At worst case, it'll be perceived as rapey, which is terrible. But at best case, they perceive it as desperate. Pathetic, desperate. Because again, they don't. Back to what I was saying earlier, they don't understand how men look at sex, where it's like a scarcity that you have to earn, a resource that you have to earn. It's hard work and it takes a while. They can get it from a bunch of dudes whenever they want. So they look at us when we're thirsty for it or whatever, acting that way, as desperate.
Yeah,
and it's unattractive to them.
Right.
And I've been there before too. I've been there, man. I've been in that situation where you try to be all nice and you try to go for the juggler, as they say.
No. Like it was just she had the total control in the situation, and I was just like unprepared. Like I couldn't act like my normal self. Like I had created an atmosphere where I couldn't act like myself. And it was super uncomfortable to be in there because I'm like, this is not how I am. Like, what am I doing? Like, I felt awkward. You feel dumb after. You'd rather lose on your own terms than even come to a draw or an impasse, not on your terms. You know what I mean?
That is such a great point. That's the part you resent the most.
If
you did your thing and you strike out, okay, so what? I went down swinging. But when you change for her and it still doesn't work like that, that's double.
Bro. It's the fucking worst.
It hurts.
And it's like once she leaves, now what? It's like now, fishes in Nemo. They got out to the ocean. It's like now what? So let me go with this topic here real quick. So we only got like 25 minutes left. So I'm going to the next topic. And basically, like, what would you do if he or she wore this on the first date? So let me pull it up real quick. Now
Julius is always bringing the banger topics that nobody else has, folks.
We got some first.
My apologies. My apologies for bringing this to light, but I just thought this was because again, there's this Twitter page called Lover's Guide, and they always got fantastic questions. I'm like, man, that's a good topic for the show. They always.
I'm glad you're bringing it to light on the age of men. That's what we're about.
All right. Now
we're not going to see any news, right?
No, I'm not showing news
because the girls aren't here. So I felt like I was like, maybe we should.
I don't think men can do that much shocking shit for first dates in terms of wearing shit, but whatever, it's possible.
Well, let's see. Right. Let's see what we got. Are they fat girls?
No.
Thank God.
This is just simply like what if she's wearing this, and it should pop up. Hold on, let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so. This is what
first date.
Any date
on the first date. Now, I don't. To clarify, I'm not bringing this up to be like, oh, look how sexy she is. No, oh my God,
it's not sexy.
I'm just saying that the question posed is this: the question is posed as men only. You're going on a first date with a cute girl. She shows up wearing this. What would you do? Now, before we get to the comments. Nick, what would you do if she shows up like this on the first date? Would you still continue the date?
Bro, fuck no.
It's too much, man. Wow.
That is ridiculously no.
And why would you not continue the date? What if she was super nice, like super kind? She allows you to be chivalrous. She was kind to the waitresses. Very just a nice person. Did not look at her phone. Nothing like that.
You want to know honestly what would happen in this situation? The second I walked in and saw her in that, I would say, "What are you wearing?" And she would say, "What or whatever." Like I'm not gonna be seen with somebody wearing that.
So
Yeah,
you would.
I think it's almost impossible when you're that naked for you to really.
Ridiculous.
How could you really be focused on our conversation when?
Would you let my mom see you like this? If we went to
Yeah.
my house, would you be cool with that? My mom seeing you? No, I wouldn't be.
Well, what I got from that was this. When I see this picture and I see that she's wearing, if I go on a date with a girl, I meet her and she shows up wearing that, my first thought is she's looking for somebody else. She's not even worried about, like, she's not even focused on our date.
Oh, right.
She's
right,
using
right.
me
Right.
to so basically I'm the back burner, but in the forefront. Let me say it again.
Yes.
I'm the back burner, but in the forefront, so that she can look for a better suitor.
That's a bar.
Right. So that's what I was gonna say, but I didn't realize that connection. But you're right. Like, you're advertising for everyone. This is not focused.
Dude. Everybody. My mom. I'm not. Dude. My little niece. There's so many people I could think. I'm not being seen with a fucking woman wearing that. And I'm using the word woman to be nice, but like, my God, other ones came to mind.
Now let's read some of the comments. And also too, it's like if things don't, if she can't find the next suitor, like for example, let's say we was out and she's like eyeballed this other guy, and she said, "I'm going to go to the bathroom," and she gets his number, and then after like I spend money, then after the date she ghosts me because she found some other dude. But if she can't get I look at her, then she will date down and settle for me, and it's not going to be good in the long run because she never really liked me in the first place. So let's read some of the comments real quick. One comment said, obviously take her to the club because that's what she's dressed for. Take her to the club.
Yeah, that's about it.
This guy right here, Sergio Solis, he unfollowed me actually. He has a Purple Pill podcast. He got destroyed by Andrew Wilson in the debate. And yes, I'm talking about crap. I don't care if Sergio sees this. Sergio, God bless you, brother, but you got destroyed by Andrew Wilson in a debate. You were super emotional. Dog, your arguments were poor. They were crappy. I'm sorry. I watched the whole debate, bro. You were sounding like a female the entire time. And he unfollowed me because I challenged him on something crazy. So his response is, it's going to be a great night. What a effing simp, bro. Only simps say that kind of stuff.
He said that to that picture of her.
Yes, he said it's going to be a great night.
Man,
what a simp.
He unfollowed you. You got on the Purple Pills nerve. That's so funny.
Yeah, he followed me, and
that's
Andrew called him out. Andrew called him out and was like, "You ain't getting no views." Essentially, like he was just talking mad crap because Sergio was trying to talk crap about Andrew, and he lost in his debate with Andrew. He had a horrible take about dating. This it was just horrible, bro. And so I challenged him on Twitter, and he followed me because of it.
You're kind of cutting in and out sometimes.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Is it good now? No, good.
Yeah. It's only every once in a while, but you go out hard.
Okay, hold up a sec. Hold on.
That's what she said.
That's funny, dude. This is strictly entertainment purposes only. Somebody else said.
Dude, you know what, dog? I've been having. I see more and more people putting that as a disclaimer just to not get hit with like the fake. The fact what I'm talking about. I don't want to say too much on here because we'll get censored. But
yeah, actually, it's a really good idea. Like when I jump back, I'm off IG right now. When I jump back on, it's all going to be entertainment.
That's what you do, dog. I've been doing it to protect myself.
Yeah,
they hit me on TikTok and they jam you up, but like, all right, then it's just for entertainment.
Yeah, pure entertainment. I'm not even going to pretend it's educational. Fuck that, dude.
The people can take education from it if it seems educational. Exactly. But like, it's just for their entertainment.
You can't, you can't. You really can't even. You can't even make any statement in any way about almost anything health related that I talk about without YouTube striking it in 2 seconds. Now it's over.
Bro. So Julius is getting railroaded lately, by the way, by the mob for
what? For
not reporting the truth, not reporting propaganda. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh,
and Julius, Dog is the most censored man, bar none. Like far and away, because he was calling out he was just not cool with the COVID stuff early.
That was too early, bro. I was too loud too early. It got me flagged everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's like they really get on him. But you two should talk behind the scenes on how to counter them. You know,
For
I'm
sure, I
doing it with
will.
you.
I will. I enjoy doing this podcast. Yeah,
I appreciate you. So okay, can you guys hear me now? I'm good now.
I can hear you.
I hear you, brother. Yep.
Cool. So yeah, basically, I would not take a woman like that on a date. If she showed up to that, I'd be like, listen, I think you're cool, and we had cool conversations online, but I cannot be seen with you dressed like this. And this is what I would do now at my age right now, right? If I went to like Cheesecake Factory, right, and she met me there, I would say, I like you, but I cannot be seen with you wearing that outfit. I think that's very inappropriate. I'm gonna have to cancel this date. So
Yeah.
hope you get home safe, and hey, take care. It's nice meeting you.
Yeah.
If she's like, F you then, dick, then I'll just walk away. Like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, then it confirms that was
Fuck
okay to do
you
that.
too, Julius.
You anti-Semite. No.
I drove all the way to fucking Chili's for your ass.
Yeah. No, yeah, I would honestly, like, that's what I would honestly do. I would just say, listen, I just can't be seen.
Dude, she looks like a billionaire. She looks like a prostitute for billionaires on yachts, bro. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I can't even. It's just uncomfortable at that point. Like that's a bedroom outfit. All right.
Yeah.
That's like a bedroom outfit. Yeah.
I don't even like it then. I don't like my girl looking like a hoe like that.
It's
like,
yeah,
you just look like a fucking hoe, and we both know it. That's you want to be looking like a hoe. Obviously, you're doing it very well, and I'm not going to be here for that. I can't believe you thought that'd be appropriate to come out with me in that. Obviously, you didn't know me though.
Okay, so quick question from Dink Buzz: would you guys make a chick sign a prenup? Just quick question.
No, I will. Well, I mean, at that point, I'm not getting married like that with the government in there. Period.
I don't want the government involved either. But like, damn, bro, it's a good question. Honestly, if let's say I was to go the marriage route, I think I would, not just for my protection, but to even protect her. What if she's successful and makes a lot of money? I don't want to have access to that shit if we break up. I don't even want my mind to think like that. So, yeah, go your own way. It makes marriage feel fake and weird, like a business transaction, which it is when you do involve the government. It is a contract, but I don't know. What do you think, Julius?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think when it comes to the state, you do make a good point, because if you sign the prenup, it does feel like we're only together, and it's almost like it forces you to stay together and not break up, because it's like,
because you're worried about
you know what I mean? Like the entire marriage is who gets the money if something happens. It's like, don't F this up. I don't want to be put in that position of every single day I gotta think not to F this up, otherwise she's gonna take my I don't that's to me that's too much stress to think about every single day. I don't
agree. That makes sense.
So when it comes to who wears what on the first date, what about the guy? For all the ladies watching right now, what about the guy? If the guy shows up wearing what I'm wearing, tank top, backwards hat, shorts, flip flops to the first date,
insanely casual,
bathing suit.
Yeah,
yeah, like a fucking Hawaiian shirt,
trunk. Yeah, no. T-shirt. If a guy shows up wearing that, do you think that a woman will still be stay on a date with him, or do you think that?
I wouldn't blame her either. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I kind of disagree. I'll tell you why.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Here's why I disagree. White beater. Here's why I disagree. Because let's say I show up like this with this shirt, backwards hat, my short shorts, whatever, and then my flip. Not say short shorts, I'm talking about like, like basketball shorts kind of thing, like not like like flip flops, right? Or like a clean pair of J's, whatever case may be, right? I show up to that. If I got hella money, I'm not saying money mattered, but if I got money like that and my car looks nice, it's not going to matter to her.
That's true. That's true, dude.
If you roll up in a Rari, or some shit, you can roll up in that outfit. You can get away with that,
dude. No. If I was rolling with money, I'm showing up the way I would fucking want. Like I'm the same way. Like the tech fucking dorks show up with like a t-shirt or fucking jeans or whatever like that. Like just sneaks or some shit. Definitely. I mean, I did do that for a lot of my dates in San Francisco because the whole culture out there was so casual. You could show up in jeans and a t-shirt or whatever, and it'd be like considered a legit date type of thing. But I don't know if that's the same in New York, or I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But over there, I definitely got away with that.
Right.
I didn't feel
Yeah.
awkward.
So yeah, that's just like the rich side of thing. But for the average guy, do you think that if the average guy wore this attire, what I'm wearing right now, do you think that like she will put up with that? Or because you gotta think.
It just it depends on how sloppy she is, dude. You know what I mean? Like if she put herself together and she saw yourself and you're an average guy, you didn't put yourself together at all, she might take that as a little bit like, he don't give a fuck about this date.
But
Why
yeah,
you
see, and this is where I say it depends, because I will argue this: even if he's not rich, there has to be something about him that she accepts. So, for example, Nick, you're like 6'4", right? Okay. So if you wore a tank top, shorts, and just like some kicks or flip flops, and you showed up on a date, even though you was like smelling clean, like you smell fresh, cologne, all that kind of stuff, right? But you have a tank top, because of your height, she's gonna accept it.
You think I can get away
Wait, you
with
think so? You think so?
Because it checks off the box. He's tall.
that?
He smells good. She's gonna accept it. She'll still go on a date with you.
True.
Really? I got a lot of fair advantage.
Yeah, because of
possible.
your height. Because of your height, dude. If you got your height, if you like if you smell good, groom properly, she's gonna accept.
Well, I definitely don't. So like I got those not going for me.
Yeah, you know. So,
But
that's true. The
I'm
height
saying,
thing,
but, like,
the height thing
yeah,
is definitely real.
yeah, it is.
Okay.
She would. I think a woman would still accept if I show up in a tank top, backwards hat, shorts, and flip flops and some kicks. She might be like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you," and I have to sell it with like the conversation.
I've done that too.
I
I've
have
done
to
that too.
sell it.
I agree. I've done it where I have dressed like that, and I did sell it with the conversation. But you're right, because like if you're short and you dress up casually like that, you just look like a little kid in short. Because I'm short too, right? So you look like a little kid, kind of like to them. But if you're tall, you can kind of like get away with the fact that you look like not like that. Yeah, I buy that for sure, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, it would say one thing if she like got like somehow like worked it out. That's like a test. Like I was saying earlier, I do a cheap first date or whatever. If you do something like that,
Yeah,
to see if she's down to be cool or ride or whatever, and she still stays through, that would be a cool test that she passed.
it would be a cool test, actually. Yeah, that she's
Yeah.
like basically you're testing her for real. Be like, how superficial are you when it comes to like, is this more about a deeper connection, or is this just all surface level stuff? And then
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. I like that. That's a good way to look at it. You know what I mean?
And I'll give you guys a little story. So after my little insecure days, I hung out with a friend who was about your height, Nick. I think he's like 6'3", and I was on the bus to go meet up with him at the mall. This is when he was like in high school, and I had on like a white t-shirt. It was mind you, that year it was hot. Like every day was like 100 something. It was super hot. I had a white t-shirt on. I had like a little afro before I got my braids, and I had these jean shorts on and just some threes that I just recently bought from a friend. And I'm riding the bus, and there's like 4 or 5 women on the bus. And I was like, whoa, some of these girls look pretty decent. Started talking to all of them, trying to have a little conversation. And I could just tell that I wasn't, because I was one good, because when me and him go to the mall, we just wear whatever. We don't try to look all good, we just wear whatever, right? But then I saw these girls, I'm trying to talk to them. And I'm talking to each and every one of them, they're all like, oh, having a conversation back and forth. Like, oh, which mall are you going to? Oh, I'm going to this mall. Oh, yeah, we are too. Okay, cool. The moment I said, yeah, I'll meet up here with my friend. Like, oh, okay. The moment that they get off the bus and see my homie, 6'3", he's just wearing a t-shirt, same thing I'm wearing, t-shirt, shorts, shoes. But because he's tall, they flock to him like a magnet, bro.
All of them.
I kid you not, all of them.
Son.
Every last one of them flocked to him. Imagine how I felt. It was like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I'll talk to you again.
Oh man, that sucks. I didn't know it was like that.
It was crazy, man. And mind you, I had no expectation of that, but that showed me that even though he's not dressed like the coolest person, it's the height. You know what I mean? It's the height that makes him more attractive. So
Automatically, yeah, exactly.
what's up, Maria?
Hey, hi everybody.
How you doing?
What's up, Maria?
I was just trying to get my kids to shut up so that way I could talk to you guys.
Oh, that's all good.
That's all good. It's all good.
Fill me in. What's going on?
Do me one favor. If it's possible to turn your phone landscape, if that's possible.
Let me see.
There we go.
This should shift the camera. But...
Let me see.
Yeah. Do you have
I swear
your thing? Yeah. If you have an iPhone,
So let me get my son.
Boomer moment.
I have an iPhone. What do I do? Just put it this way?
Well, yeah. So
yeah,
if you,
it should automatically do it, but
yeah,
I don't know why it's not
It might be unlocked. It's all right. Yeah, you can keep it up.
it might be unlocked. It's okay.
Yeah, because you gotta turn your.
You don't have to do that.
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say if you got an iPhone, you can
Hold
just
on a
pull
second,
down.
you guys. I'm fucking your whole shit.
Oh, it's all good.
You're not.
No, come here and help me figure this shit out again.
That's how you know she was born in the 70s.
Yeah, I know. I'm OG.
Yo, another OG here, 1978. We're oldies.
Oh, really? So I'm not alone in this world? I'm
No,
79.
You're not.
See, I told you. See, 70s. See, bro. Because people our age, they know what to do.
They got to bring the kids in.
K-Train said, "Yeah, I got a friend of mine's who's tall, dark.
Is it working?
I've learned not to try to pick up women around him.
Yeah.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
But hold on. But there's something to be said to that though. That's actually interesting. Should be back. But he said I try not to get women around him, right? Mind you, it all depends on how confident you are. With me, I had a little insecure moment. So when I see the girl go to him, they see it on my face like, oh,
you felt it on the inside and you went down inside. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. and then I felt it on the inside and it showed on the outside.
Yeah.
Mind you, let's say, I went to the barbershop, got my hair like all cut up, like my afro all nice and lined up,
all cleaned up,
like a nice iron t-shirt, iron jeans, and I was smelling good.
The beard.
They were like, oh, yeah. Well, at that time I was in high school, so I had no beard or anything.
Okay.
But let's say they saw me and I was smelling good, my clothes was all nicely ironed. Even though he's tall, they'd be like, well, he smells good, so I want to be around him. Women like that, bro. They love stuff like that. If you don't smell good,
it's true.
Like they heck of love consent. So even though K-Train's saying that he don't pick up girls around him, you still can if you just gotta groom yourself properly. You gotta have something that stands out more than him. And that's not I hate to say in the competition way, but it's just true. You gotta stand out more than him. So
you gotta be more shiny than him. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. No,
exactly.
So because even so, for example, with the same person, right? There's a chick that we knew. And you can tell there was a time because once you start to be comfortable within you, she sees it. So now the tall guy is no longer that attractive because you can tell now he's trying hard.
Yeah,
you're just more stoic and just relaxed. Like you can take it or leave. Like she can go with him or not. She sees that and it's like, dang, he don't care if I go with him or not. Like he probably get some other chicks.
They play off of you trying to pull. Yeah, exactly.
So it's crazy because that happened. Like the moment I became just super chill, I kind of saw the little let me go over to him real quick. You know what I mean?
It's weird, but you know what the thing is? Here's the thing. I'll ask you this: when you're super chill, yes, it does work better to attract women, but don't you feel a little bit almost I almost feel numb and depersonalized because it's I'm having to pretend like I don't want to fucking close in on this shit to close in on this shit. It's a very paradoxical feeling, and even if you do close in on it, you still got to kind of be in your head, keeping a distance between you and her.
Indifferent is the word I like to use because she wants you to be indifferent ultimately, even though she doesn't know that she wants that, and you want to remain indifferent for your own sake. The moment you become in love, dare I say, or whatever, with her too much,
right. Dare you say it, bro?
Pussy whipped, possibly, dare I say. The sooner she's not going to find you attractive anymore and beyond.
I know it's just fucking weird. I'm just trying to figure out: is there any way for me to get what I want? And also be simplistically direct with my emotions, which
no, we can't be.
So I can't really give you advice because I'm not like in a space like that necessarily. But what I can say is this: when you focus on your purpose, it will you'll naturally start to become yourself. I noticed that the more you
Okay.
focus on your purpose, when you start to socialize with a woman, you won't do it from a I have to be this guy.
Okay.
You'll just do it from you. Like you'll just be you. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
I
you
do
won't
know
have
what
to
you're saying.
fear
Makes
like
sense.
acting a certain way to get her to like you. You'll just be you and she'll naturally like you because she sees you're intelligent, she sees you're confident, you stand tall, you're not slouching, like all that. Like she sees
Yeah.
that and wow, this guy's pretty confident in himself. Women do love confidence, like they do really love a confident man. That's where the Pew Research comes in with the honesty and the maturity. They like that a lot. And so I think that the best way to really, I mean, if you want to socialize with a woman, first of all, that shouldn't even be on your mind, in my opinion. It shouldn't be on your mind. What you're focused on, like if you want to, again, like me, be a social media influencer or whatever the case, that's the focus. When you put more
Yeah.
focus into that, and if she comes along, you can casually talk to her, and then if she tries to make a relationship, you let her know, like, well, hey, listen, right now I'm focused on this, but I can make time for you, but I'm focused on this right now. I don't want to lose focus on that. If she can understand that, cool, keep it at that. Let that natural progress be. If she can't handle that and she's like, I can do this, that, and the third, like for you, and to kind of like almost convince you to like be with her, and then you do it, she's like, got him.
Yeah.
And right there,
No,
the attraction starts to drop
yeah,
because
yeah,
she got
exactly.
you. She got you to cave. She convinced you to cave, and because that first thing, now she can do a lot more things, and then make excuses for it. Oh, he's just a friend. Oh, it's just a shirt. Oh, it's always it's just dot
It's
dot dot. It's
it's true,
just
dude. It's
dot
true.
dot dot. And then you say nothing about it because you already let it slide the first time by caving. So now you try to go from changing from caving to try to be confident, and she's like, "Oh, now you want to change up on me?"
Yeah, no, it's awkward. If you try to change it up after she changed you up, it's always gonna come off like really like an awkward guy trying to start a fight. It's just not even like it's
Yeah,
like it's over. The moment is gone. When you should have
yeah,
stood up, you did not, and now you're just trying to like whatever. Like you're
yeah.
trying to walk out of here not a complete loser, but you are a complete
You already
loser.
gave me your balls. You can't act
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
you
have them
you
now.
already exactly.
I know.
Oh my god,
Exactly, man.
no, it's fucking me up because this girl kind of also convinced me to like get off and not be so flashy and talkative on social media, and I'm like, dude, what was I thinking? Why did I fucking let this? It's fucking nuts, dude. I'm
I
analyzing.
I got something to say about that. I want to encourage every single man who's watching right now, and I'm not so much blaming you. I'm just saying I've had my Instagram page for 3 years. I've never once, ever flirted with a chick through DMs. Never. I know people
Really?
like to get a little, yeah. I know there are times that people want to get a little sensitive, like they want to talk to the chick and kind of be all slick, like, well, hey, it's just a DM. No one's gonna see. No, she's gonna tell somebody. She's gonna tell
Yeah,
somebody.
bro. You fucking
You
right,
know what
dude.
I mean? So she's gonna tell somebody.
Okay,
So
there
you
it goes.
never. Hey, what's up?
There
What's up,
we
man?
go.
We'll keep this
What's
going
up?
for another. Yeah,
Sorry.
we'll keep. No, it's all good. We'll keep this going for like another 15, 20 minutes. We're gonna end the show. But I do want to get your take on some things real quick, Maria. But I just want to say real quick, men don't ever flirt in DMs because those
Mm,
DMs, the internet is forever. Remember that the internet is.
facts, dude.
They can screenshot, they can screen record. Don't ever flirt in the DMs. Always keep your conversations in person. I'm not saying flirt in person like that, but just don't do stuff in the DMs.
Don't do it
We
online.
try to
Yeah.
change it up. Yeah, like imagine me flirting with chicks in the DM. I'm like, oh, men shouldn't do this. All of a sudden, somebody goes, actually, guys, that YouTuber Julius, yeah, look at these DMs that and they'll expose you. You know what I'm
No,
trying to
he'll
say?
be
They
he'll be like, yo,
will expose
he was asking about what color my panties were, and he said he
you.
used to do it like
Exactly.
this, and like,
Exactly.
yeah, you're right, and I'm very good
Keep
about
it
it.
strictly business, not personal.
I keep it almost 95% business, but 5% gets a little bit on the line, and I think It's simp. It's simp. It's fucking simp move, dude.
5% simp.
It's true, bro. It's true.
Make a T-shirt. 95% business, 5%.
I like that actually, dude.
Oh man. Okay,
Sounds
so
pretty good.
Maria, how you doing tonight? Can she hear us?
She there?
Are you streaming, Maria? Is it frozen?
I think she's frozen. It looks like.
Oh man.
I had questions too, man.
I know
I had questions.
we wanted to get some.
We should just, I don't know, man. This happens every time when we start to look unprofessional towards the end. We should just pull the trigger and do it now.
I don't know if she's frozen. Well, I guess the Sims could have something to look. No, the Sims could have something to look at.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Unfreeze, Maria.
Okay, there she is.
There you go. You're back. You're moving. Your screen is moving again. All right. Julius has questions, Maria. We need a woman's perspective.
Hold on, Maria. You're on mute. Yeah, you gotta unmute it.
There we
Okay,
go.
good. Can we hear?
Okay, I think she can hear us.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Maria?
Okay.
Can you hear us?
K Train's comment, bro.
Hang on. I gotta jump on the comments.
Maria, I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
And this is
we got it.
Try. Hold on, real quick. Try exiting out and coming right back in.
You're
that
good.
usually tends to work.
You're good, Grace. Like in terms of the comments.
Try exiting out and then come right back in, and hopefully we should be able to hear you. All I want to say is that
that's fucking hilarious.
You guys are horrible in the comments. You
guys
are horrible.
She's just trying to get a good camera angle.
I just told you guys not to simp for these women, bro. And all you guys in the comments. See,
but to be honest, Julius, the reason I simped for that chick that I was talking about referring to was boob related, bro. It really, really was. It was like I just turned into a moron for them. You see the guy in the car with like the fat chick, but she had bombs. The bombs they make you feel weak in different parts of your body.
I'm more an ass man myself.
Both are great for me, but like you gotta have the ass. Like
you guys are horrible.
I'm just kidding.
All you guys.
I had to.
You're hypocrites. All of ya.
Oh shit! None of your business is like the commenters aren't the bangers.
Some Groundhog's Day. No, yeah.
Oh shit! Grace is going in hard. I'm gonna ask, but you can't have one without the other. I mean,
KJ said, "Bye guys, he me. Bye guys, he me." I'm saying, any guy right now, who got the emoji eyes. Just say, no. But I don't know what happened to Maria. Listen, maybe we'll get her on next time. But now we can hear her. Now we can hear her. Okay, Maria, you there?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so irritated.
No worries.
No wonder why he told me to get on early so we could figure out the mic and everything.
Yeah, that's
working.
Yeah,
it's working now. It's working.
Okay, good. Hopefully.
I'm gonna ask you just a couple questions. I just want to give me your quick take on all these. Okay, just real quick.
Sure.
First question: do first dates matter?
I think so. Yes, absolutely.
And why do you think that they matter?
I mean, because you're seeing them personally, one-on-one. I mean, it depends on how you make them. Do you meet them organically, like in person in life, or do you meet the person like through social media, right? Like that's one thing, right? Because if you haven't ever met anybody in person, then I mean that's a huge factor because you're just seeing their pictures online and maybe messaging them, and then when you meet them on a date, then you get to see them who they are. You kind of see how their energy is, how you interact with them, see if you vibe. So, I mean, I feel like, first dates matter in that sense.
Okay. What would you do if let's say you came to a date and you wore something revealing on the first date? Because in your mind, you're trying to impress the guy, but do you think the guy should continue the date with you even though you're wearing something that's revealing to other men?
like
I think
very
it
revealing.
depends. It depends on who you're dating. I mean, some different men have different perspectives on this. I mean, I feel like if you're having a first date, you know that like they say impressions matter. You want to kind of be, you want to be attractive, but not overly revealing to where it's like borderline, you know, disrespectful.
Yeah,
So it has to
Sure.
be like
that makes
tasteful to a
sense.
point. Like
Right,
you
right.
know,
But what I'm asking is that if you were something that was revealing, I get that guys might be different, but if you were something that's revealing, even though you're, in your mind you're trying to impress him, do you think that the guy should continue to date with you? Like, I know different men might think whatever, but do you think that he should continue to date with you, even though you're wearing something that's revealing to other men?
of course, because I'm amazing. Why wouldn't he
Dang,
ever
girls
say?
always say that shit, girl.
Now, because of that answer, guys, this is why you don't reward bad behavior.
Oh shit, Julius.
Just because she's amazing doesn't mean you stay in the day. You let her know, listen, I don't
So okay,
appreciate
so
that
I should
attire.
think that if a woman dresses provocatively or
Can't take it back now.
you
Can't
know,
take it back
no,
now.
It's super
I'm not saying that.
productive.
We got your
I'm
answer
not
on the
saying
live
that.
stream. It's
I'm trying to
documented.
get your opinion, right? So what you're saying is, if you feel like you ask a girl on a date, you pick her up, and she's dressing super provocative, right? Do you feel that that's disrespectful? Do you
Absolutely.
personally? You think it's
Yep.
disrespectful? In what sense do you feel it's disrespectful?
Because I'm showing up on a date with you and you're wearing something revealing. That tells me that you're looking for somebody else, but you're using me. Like you're using
Is
I
me.
that
mean, it's
well?
it's
Using me as
interesting that you have
like
that perspective,
But I'm
but I
saying,
don't
Maria,
think that.
do you think ladies ever do that? Go out on a date, but then also like advertise to see if they can hook. You think that's they want to look hot for everybody, not just the date, or
I mean,
for the reasons
I'll
of trying
tell
to find?
you, me
Yeah,
personally, I can go by how I am.
yeah.
I dress, you know, I try to dress sexy and try to look good. I don't feel like I'm doing anything disrespectful. I think that you have to kind of have a different. You have to understand that other people don't think like you, right? So if you're dating, you're meeting someone to. It depends on are you courting them because you want to find a wife? Are you just trying to date because you're just trying to be out there and be a player? Like it
Mhm.
depends on what type of man that you're dating, right? If you're, I feel like in a sense you have to understand that some people don't even think like that. I never think, oh, I'm gonna be out there going on a date to meet this guy, but I'm gonna be dressed like this so I can get attention from other dudes. I don't think like that.
right. But let
Okay.
me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What does a billboard do? When you see a billboard, like what is the point of a billboard?
Well, a billboard is for advertisement, but women are not advertisement. We're human beings.
Sure, but when you
Oh
wear
shit.
out, but when you wear outfits that are revealing, you're basically advertising for everybody to see. So you're a walking
I
billboard.
mean, you're not walking around naked.
No, not naked, but you're revealing. I mean, you're revealing yourself to where, like, if I met you and like, for example, that attire that you have on right now, and I met you, I wouldn't go on a date with you because other guys are gonna look at that, and you may look at
Blanked
other
out.
guys
You said
looking
if
at you.
in the minor attire that I'm wearing now, you said if you met me, what?
I wouldn't continue to date with you. I would say I don't like
It
what
would
you're
blank
wearing.
out right when I want to hear what he has.
Can you guys hear me? Is it Mike
Yeah, I can
cool?
hear you. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
It blanked out
I'll
right when you said, and what I'm
Oh.
wearing now, you said that it would. It blanked out right when you told me how you would feel about
yeah.
it if you were what I'm
I
wearing.
Say it
wouldn't.
again,
Yeah.
Julius.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go on a date with you if you had that outfit on right there. I wouldn't go on a date with you.
Well, this is
I
the
think
thing is
this.
that
I
you
don't
have
think
to know
this.
you have to know who you're dating, right? Like some guys don't have a problem at all. So I've had, you know, my exes and stuff like that where they were like, "No, I like it when you dress sexy. Like it makes me feel good. Like okay, I got a bad one on my side." It depends on what type of person you're dating. If you're going to be dating a guy that's super conservative and you know he feels a type of way about that, and that's the type of man you want, then you have to be on the same, you know, you have to have
Resonance
the same
kind of.
mentality, right?
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, you're not going to go, obviously, I doubt that you would approach, if that's the type of man you are, I doubt you would even approach a woman that you see that it has pictures on her profile that are
Can,
provocative, or
can I
would
ask you a
you?
question? Can I ask you a
Hmm.
question? Do you prefer a man to lead?
Yes.
So if I saw you dressed the way you dress, and I said, "Hey, listen, I just find that attire, disrespectful on a date. I don't want to be with somebody who wants to reveal herself." Isn't that him leading you to like not be provocative like that. Like people always say that when you find women, if you date her and she dressed the way she dressed, and then you want to change her, or you like the way she dressed. But if on the first day, like if we talk like online or something, I met you, and I'm saying, hey, I think you're cool, but what you're wearing is gonna draw attraction from other men. So if anything, I'm trying to protect you and lead from other men staring at you while we're on a date.
Mm.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because
No, I get
you
what you're
may
saying,
you
and
may
I
you
understand
may
that.
you
I
you
come
may
from a
catch their eye.
standpoint that if I'm in a
Yeah,
relationship, but let me say this: if I'm in a relationship and I'm with a guy that, he's my man, and he doesn't like that, then I'm gonna be respectful toward that, and I'll change the way I dress when I go in public settings. So that's how I am, right? I really would, because I've done it before. You know what I mean? If it makes him feel uncomfortable and he feels like I'm gonna be attracting negative attention, or it's gonna be a problem or whatever, I respect that.
Nice.
And I would change what I wear because he's my man. And yes, I believe that I believe traditionally, like, a man should be the head of the household.
But like at the same time, like chicks have showed up on dates like looking pretty hot like that with me, and I did like it. I mean, yes, I was a little bit younger, so I don't know if I would necessarily reject the picture you showed of the Asian chick with all the cuts in her dresses. That was way too much. But like regular kind of boobs being showed out, I don't know. I don't know if that's enough for me to feel like I'm being disrespected or worried about. I don't know though. It's like
Show
I
that
get
pic
your
to
point.
Maria. Show that pic to Maria. See what she thinks of it.
Right. Well, before we, yeah.
I mean, you can see the pictures on mine. You see how I am on my profile.
No, this one's different level. I would say maybe.
Yeah. Before we get to that, I'll just say this. I like women who dress modest. And it's not about even being a conservative. It's just about, to me, being a man. If you can lay down like your boundaries at first, because you want to know what the boundaries. The man should be able to lay down his boundaries. If I go on a date with you and your boobs are out, I'm going to decline that date and say, I think
well,
you're
can
cool,
I say this?
but
like the shirt that you're wearing right now, like is revealing to me for a woman also.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah. No, that's fine. As a matter of fact, I actually told Nick earlier. I was like, I was like, if I worked out and I got like cut in the butt, or the case may be, I wouldn't go to the beach and wear this tank top.
Oh, I used to get pissed off at my ex because he's like a pretty big guy and he's like all muscles and all that, and I would get pissed. I'd be like, oh, so you're gonna wear that tank top? You're gonna be like
Julius
that?
was just saying. He was just saying earlier how he wouldn't be wearing revealing stuff. He wouldn't do that at the beach and shit for his girl. And I was kind of like not sure how that would be, but you just confirmed it. That's wow.
Interesting.
But also too, there's a difference too, because you're pointing out the shirt I'm wearing right now, but I never made the argument that I would wear this on the first date. So that's where the whole gotcha. It didn't work.
At the same time, if I was dating a guy that I knew felt that type of way, like I would assume that having conversation with each other prior to going, you would get to know who that person is enough to know, how they feel about certain things, and you would take that in consideration on what you were going to wear before you went out with them.
But like,
right, but
knowing
you
how
don't think that. But you don't think that as a woman you want to just be modest all the time and not only do it when somebody tells you to do it?
No.
Yeah,
I guess
I think
huh?
No, I think what's interesting here is like there's a way to kind of want to lead a woman to be modest or have that preference, but then that also cuts into like a group of guys who are just weirdly controlling and not just doing things. I think it's a little bit of that.
It's not controlling at all. It's not controlling. It's called boundaries. I mean, why should a man? If a man goes on a date with a woman, right? You gotta think that first date. If she's wearing something that you're wearing, Maria, the outfit that you're wearing right now, if you wear that to a date and the man excuses that right
I'm
there,
literally wearing leggings. I'm wearing my pajama leggings in the tank top.
No, I mean not like literally, but I'm saying like if there's anything.
It depends on what type of body you have too. Like if it's like a really big woman and she has a tank top on, she might not look like me. You feel me?
I mean,
so it depends.
I don't think it really matters. But
you have to understand. Look. There are men that are super secure. They're traditional men, but they don't have a problem with their women dressing sexy when they're with them.
There it is. There's that word. It's about secure. A man is not insecure when he has boundaries. He's not insecure at all. See, that's the problem.
Interesting. I see your point too.
No, but when men have
there's a
boundaries,
thin
they
line,
often,
but there is a thin line.
yeah.
You
But the
might
thing
be,
is though,
you have to understand, you have to speak, you're speaking for yourself. There's other men that come maybe from similar perspective, but they think very differently. Everybody thinks different from one to the next. Not everybody feels is on the same field.
You could be calm and have like emotional control and mastered aspects of yourself and then pull off what you're saying. But there's other people that might be psychos about it. You get what I mean? Like
no, but
something.
I mean, but we're not talking about the extremes. Like, I'm not talking about
Okay.
the extremes.
Okay. Okay.
We're talking about just a man who stands his ground from the get go. And the
Okay.
moment he allow, if that chick is a potential to like get to know and like want to be with, and he sees that she's wearing something that's revealing, because she knows what she's doing when she's wearing that. Like she knows it. Women are they're not that stupid. Like they're not that dumb. They can be dumb, but they're not that dumb. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
you know what you're doing. You know what. I
right.
never denied that. I was on a similar podcast. We had a similar kind of conversation, and he came from the perspective of saying that, like you kind of like attract a certain type of man. Like when you dress like that, like we as women know that when we post a picture, we know that we're going to get this attention from this man. So it's not something that you're naive from. You're fully aware of it, right? And if they say that they're not,
if
they're
I
not
as
being
a
honest.
man, so if I as a man walked up to you and meet you for the first time and I saw you wear that and I said, I think you're cool, but I'm gonna have to decline this date. I don't like the attire that you're wearing because it's gonna draw too much attention.
They're pros.
Would that lead you to never talk to him again if you did some shit like that? Or would you be like,
It froze what he was saying. He said he would decline because if I was wearing something like this, because the sun
yeah,
was going to stop.
yeah, He
Yeah,
basically saying like
I
he
would
would
just
cancel it. Yeah.
Well, then
I would
I
just
mean, look, that's I respect how he feels about it. Like traditionally, like look, I have the Bible right here, right? Okay, so in God's word, it says for a woman to dress modestly, right?
Right.
So I understand that within I understand why God says that. When you dress modestly, it's for everything because you don't want to lead someone into sin, temptation. God's
Yeah.
reason behind it, which ultimately is the truth, right? Can I say that I'm completely right in what I'm doing? No. I know consciously when I'm doing something wrong, right? But it's like anything else. Like we're not perfect human beings, Like I feel like for me, I'm single, I could dress how I want. That's me being stubborn in my way. But
yeah, and
that's
also too, the men who accept that, I know you said the men who accept that only accept it because they're too scared to actually say something. They have a scarcity mindset. They just met you and they go, "Oh my God, this girl's hot," and so they just met you and they don't want to lose you.
They want to
So
say
they'll tolerate intolerance. And quite frankly, that will actually you'll lose attraction to him over time because you go, "Oh, this guy has no backbone, so I can do whatever I want."
But I mean,
I'll
like I
appreciate
said before, like you have to understand, there's not all men think that way. That's the way you.
a lot of men think like that. They just don't say it because they're too scared.
Okay, what do you say the percentages of men think like you would be if you're just guessing off the top of your head?
I would say 95%.
See, 95% of men would prefer all women to be walking around in sweaters.
To be modest, yes. Most men don't like the women to even remotely look like a hoe, let alone be one.
Well,
See, I
yeah,
disagree.
I agree with that.
I think men nowadays are weak and they just want to like smash or however they'll put it.
Yeah.
And
Sure,
they
but
probably
that goes.
want girls walking around like that to smash, but they're
Yeah,
not
but
gonna like marry them probably.
that goes to my point. Men won't say anything because they want to smash. They won't say nothing because they want to get in the woman's pants. Whereas a majority of men, they'll really say, "Man, I like." They'll be attracted to that and be like, "Oh, hubba hubba hubba." But in reality, they're like, "Well, dang, now every guy's gonna look at that." So now you can feel that's real insecurity. It's more insecure for a man not to say something and more secure for a man to say something.
I don't know. I'm on the fence with this. I hear what you're saying, and I respect it, and you have a lot of good viewpoints on it, right? So I see that. I do realize overall, I hear this from a lot of men, so I cannot argue the point that there's not a good majority of men that do feel the way that you feel, right? But then in the same sense, it's like that rebellious part of me is just like, like why shouldn't I be able to wear what I want to wear? I'm a single woman, and it's like I'm not doing anything disrespectful to anybody because I'm not with anyone.
Oh yeah,
Do you see
listen,
what I'm saying?
listen. I would argue this: as a single woman, do what you want, but just know that you're only going to attract people that see you how you dress. You are how you dress. So if you walk around with a dress that's revealing, all men going to see you as, well, she must give it up because look at how she's dressed. She's basically inviting me in. Hopefully, I can just say the right words to get in.
But
if
you
you're
do
modest,
understand that there's a lot of women that dress revealing that don't give in or don't be with anybody, and there's women that are wearing sweats and have their hair in a ball and have hoodies that are the biggest hoes in the neighborhood.
Mm.
sometimes, yeah,
That's a good
it
point,
can be
actually.
like, yeah, no,
Sorry.
no, it can be like that. Like it can be where you got women who wear the sweats and
No,
things.
it's
Yeah,
like that a lot. I remember
yeah,
when I was
it
younger, I
can.
would dress up all the time. And I was a virgin. And the girls in the neighborhood were hood rats, and they would wear, you know.
Oh, now she's frozen.
Hopefully, it's
This is a good spot to end the show soon, anyways, man. It's really dragging on.
It's 2:24. You guys are at 2:24 now, yeah.
Yeah. It's well,
No, I see. I kind of see all sides of this. I see your point a lot. I mean, it's true, Julius. It's a lot of
well.
what
Let
you're
me just
saying.
yeah. Well, sorry to cut you off real quick. Let me just say this real quick to counter her argument. I'll just say this. I get what she's saying, but that doesn't take away from a man's boundaries, regardless.
Right.
Men
If you
still
don't, if
feel
you
that
don't,
way.
if you don't feel comfortable about it, and it means something to you, and it's not just like, and I also understand that there's objective realities to what dressing like a certain way indicates. Well, like, listen, Lucifer rebelled against. Oh, you're still muted, I think.
No, she's not muted. I just can't hear her.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I
Maria, can you hear me?
I don't think she can hear us either.
Okay, yeah. So real quick, to kind of her argument. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, Nick. I know
It's okay. Just get it.
Real quick. She mentioned the fact that there are girls who wear the sweatshirts who are the biggest hoes. Now, to me, the only difference with that is because men won't know that until they get to know her. So it depends on who she brings herself around when men will start to know that. But on the surface, when she's wearing stuff like that on the surface, a man may think of her a certain way because of what they see on the surface.
Yeah,
You get what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
So even though the girls in the sweatshirt might be, some girls out there in sweatshirts in the bun might be the biggest hoes, men won't know that until they actually like get to like going on a little date with them or go hang out with them, whatever the case may be. But the ones who are wearing that on the surface, it's going to make men think a certain way on the surface.
You're saying the perspective, but perspective is just perspective. It's not necessarily reality. You could be married to a woman that dresses super conservative, and she could be cheating on you the whole time.
Sure, I'm not.
The morals is what matters. The morals,
right, but I'm not. Right, but I'm not denying that people do still do things even though they're modern. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that on the surface, when women dress a certain way, there's going to be other men that look at you. Whether you're a single person, whether you're with somebody, whether you're married, you wear a certain outfit, other men are going to look at that. And to put your potential person or your boyfriend or your husband in that position, I think it's unfair. So it's the same way. Like if I was super ripped and all I wear is a tank top all the time, females are going to look at me, and that's going to put you.
I mean, people are going to look regardless, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, you want to be respectful to the person you're with. You want to not cause, bring on negative attention when you're in a relationship. All those things, matter.
And mind you, I totally understand the whole, if you're secure in your relationship, I get that, but I'm talking about you as a person. If you in your mind do not have no respect for your man, say, I want to wear what I want to wear, forget his feelings. Then when he tries to express himself, he got me a little bitch in his feelings.
Yeah, I agree, but I wouldn't give my man a hard time for that. That's something that I would not give him a hard time for because I already have what I want. I'm with the person that I want to be with. I'm not looking for anybody else. So there's no need for me to be attracting any other man. It wouldn't matter to me. I would be fine with it.
And do you think society has created a pressure for women to be more revealing just to get attention because there is a competitive marketplace?
Yes, absolutely. I think you bring up a great point because now with social media and they always feel like the grass is always greener. There's so much attention there. I've seen so many women. I've had so many friends of mine that have been in relationships where, you know, they're very respectful to their man, and like their man will say exactly like what he was saying, like they don't want him dressing a certain way, or they don't like them wearing too much makeup or all this stuff. They tone it down, and then they see their man liking pictures of other girls that are in
Oh
bikinis and
shit.
stuff like that on social
Yeah.
media.
Wow. Okay, so that's not no.
Okay, so
I didn't
we
even see
got
it.
it's cool. It's just somebody had a good point. They said, you know what the number one killer is of relationships? Social
It's
media.
bro,
I agree.
100%. 100%.
I agree.
Okay, so we
100%.
got 60 seconds. I'm gonna end the show. Just last two questions real quick, Maria. From a woman point of view, how much should someone or should a man for you spend on the first date?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty nice, so I always go half anyways. That's how
I mean,
I am.
if he was paying for the full meal, how much do you think he should spend?
I mean, I don't. You're asking the wrong person because I'm super humble. I mean, I can tell you from my friends' perspective, like different people that I know, they would say, you know, they don't want a guy to be cheap. You know what I mean? So
What about
I
if he
don't know. I
buys you
just can't give you
coffee?
a number.
What about if he buys you coffee? That's it. Just coffee.
I wouldn't care because I'm getting to know them. It's not
All
really
right.
Okay. All right.
Let me ask you this. You meet a guy, right? Like let's say online, guy's been chopping it up, you saw his pictures. And the first date, you know, instead it's been like 2-3 weeks. And the first date, he's like, hey, I want to take you to a restaurant. You go, oh, okay, cool. He goes, there's a McDonald's up the street from my house.
That's not a good look. I'll just say that.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's certain things that are common sense that just can come off rude. You know, it's not necessarily
no.
You care about money.
I'm saying, but like he's taking you on the first date, and he's saying, "Hey, there's a McDonald's up the street from my house." And he's taking you to McDonald's. Would you? You guys are still talking to each other. Would you care, or would you?
I mean, if it was up the street, we're just meeting each other.
I might care. I might honestly care if I were a girl because it just feels kind of disrespectful. Like there's something to it. Like McDonald's.
Okay, I'm sorry, Nick. Let me change it from okay. I'm sorry.
McDonald's is definitely pushing it, dude.
Let's say he took you to Chipotle.
Or
Chipotle.
you
That's
can
more
be like
reasonable.
a coffee shop or something. It could be something small. It doesn't have to be anything that is expensive. It just has to be, like not something that's considered disrespectful.
So under $50.
That'd be fine with me. I don't mind.
Okay. It's McDonald's. Screw you, Nick.
Be like, yo, I got you a Happy Meal. I got you a Happy Meal and shit. There's a ring in there.
Okay, last question. This is for everybody, and then we're gonna wrap the show up. Starting with you, Maria. How many dates until it's official that you guys be? Well, real quick, boyfriend and girlfriend to me, I think is a facade. It's just a false sense of security, in my opinion. But how many dates until it's official do you guys become boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, how many dates should it take until you say, hey, I want to be a girlfriend?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it just is. I don't think you could really put a number on it. I think it just depends on how much you get to know that person, and it could probably be a small amount or a large amount of time. Just like I said, it just depends on how long it takes for you guys to have that comfortability with each other to come to that decision that you would want to be in a relationship with them.
Okay, so you say like 2 dates, maybe 3 dates for you, or it just doesn't matter?
I think it would take a little longer than that.
Okay. Nick, about you?
I'm sorry, man. I'm reading the comments. Can you ask me the question?
How many dates until it's official? Until you guys actually become exclusive?
I don't know, man. I don't know the last time I've made somebody official like that. I couldn't even tell you at this point. It would take probably a pretty fair amount.
Yeah. Okay. You said like months or weeks?
At least a month, maybe months. I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't see it taking less than that.
Yeah, I'm with Nick. Probably between 8 to 12 weeks, 2 to 3 months, probably. So like, maybe like 8 dates, 6 to 10 dates, somewhere in that range. Then you could be like, I kind of want to hang out with you more often. And
she would have to be pretty special to go official, monogamous, all that bullshit.
Yeah, no comments to anybody else, no talking. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not rolling it out, but just been a minute since I've considered that.
Yeah. I think for me it would take a lot of months, a lot of months.
Oh wow, okay. I thought it'd be
Because you
shorter with it.
Nah, because like I mean, if you're looking for like marriage, maybe it can be shorter, but at the same time, I think nowadays with how things are, especially with how things are, you got
Yeah.
like men looking like women. It's really bizarre. So you gotta vet people properly. Like you have to vet them,
Yeah, you're right.
and
Actually, yeah,
everything matters. Like how again, Nick, you mentioned earlier, like if you're on a date with her and she's mistreating the waitresses and all that kind of stuff, like okay, she's not the one because look how she's acting, and then tries to act nice to you after the date's over. You gotta vet these people properly, especially well, men and women. You gotta vet them properly, and so especially with women too. You gotta vet them properly. So it's gonna take some
yeah.
time. How does she act around people? How does she act with my homeboys around? Does she have a good relationship with her father, with her mother? You know, what's her values? How does she vote? That matters. The way she votes. Like does she know policy? Those things matter. Dude. All that stuff matters. So you
Mhm.
gotta vet these people. I would say it's gonna take at least a month, like maybe even more than 6 months, at least in my opinion.
Makes sense.
So
It takes time to get to know somebody.
yeah. And then bonus question, then we wrap this show up. Bonus question from Maria. I'm gonna ask every female this. What do you think about this? Whether you've done it or not, just future moving forward. Men and women should be virgins until marriage, or at the very least, practice abstinence. What do you think about that?
I mean, I have 7 kids, and I believe that yes, you should wait till you get married.
Oh, where's
Base,
the Julius?
base.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
How about that,
I
Julius?
I believe that too. I believe because I'm a single dad myself, and so just seeing how things have been over time, I realized that yeah, I think people should wait. Now, people often say, "Well, does that mean I gotta be single all this time? I can't find love." No one's saying that. I'm just saying, just get to know the person and wait until marriage. Otherwise, you get with somebody because you're lonely, and then that turns to horniness, and then you have sex, and then it falls downhill because now you gave your body up, and that's all he sees you as is a hoe because you gave it up to him hella easily. So what's the point of even getting to know you even more? Everything that you do after that, he's just gonna wonder, when can I have sex? When can I have sex? And that's all it's gonna be.
Right.
Like all the other stuff would be boring. Like going to the movies, he's like, watch the movie. He's like, God, I want to touch your tits so bad. Then I'm trying to say, that's all he's gonna be thinking about the entire time. He's not gonna care anything about the movie. He's gonna make these dumb conversations, and in his mind, he's like, I just want to get back to the house. Like,
Because when you
so
wait, it's like it gives you that opportunity to really just get to know that person for who they are, their soul, their heart, their morals, and then you put that on the side. Because in the long haul, you think about it, the way if you're really going to spend your life with someone, it's looks fade, beauty fades, right? What really matters is that person that you're going to be with. If you guys really have that connection, you know what I mean, within your spirit, your soul, who you are. So yeah, you save yourself a lot of pain and suffering from waiting till marriage.
yeah. Also, too, statistically, it shows that women who have sex with a lot of guys, it actually destroys them mentally, physically. It's baggage, a lot of stuff. And so, for men to deal with that, I mean, for men having sex with lots of women, women nowadays tend to like that because it's like, oh, I want a man with experience, right? But they don't often think about the fact that if you're both virgins and you do it when you get married, there's your experience. So it's
You'll figure it
bizarre.
out. Yeah, it's like not like rocket science. You'll get good enough with it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you should figure it out.
Any last thoughts with Nick, the best host of all hosts in the world? Any last thoughts for all the men and ladies out there?
Man, it's great having both of these guys on. We've been internet homies for a while now, and
Yeah,
I like having both of you guys on. It's an awesome show.
appreciate you, Nick.
Assad,
You
any
guys
last
seem
words?
great.
Yeah, no, good conversation, Julius. You
Yeah,
always
thank
kind
you
of
for perspective. I like to hear how people think, and thanks for having me on.
yeah,
Sorry
man.
about the video problem.
No, it's all good. We want to get you on more often. I mean, I know you got a very busy schedule. I mean, you said 7 kids. Now I understand. So I totally understand now. But when you can make time, we would love to have you on because we want to get more female perspective. I know it's called Age of Men, but when to get female perspectives on a lot of things, I think it opens up a lot of dialogue. We have great questions. Like, go
Sure, it'd be
watch our
my
other
pleasure.
show.
Yeah, you guys have good conversation. Nick, you know I love you, so it's all good. Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks
you.
you guys. You guys have a wonderful night though. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
Yep,
fan.
take it
All right,
easy.
God
Take
bless.
care. See
Okay,
ya.
bye bye.
All right, so for all you guys watching, we want to say thank you guys for being on. I'm gonna bring it back to here. Thank you guys for Assad. Thank you for being on, and thank you guys
sure.
for
Thanks,
watching. We
Julius.
appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoyed the conversation, do hit that like button and do hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And please comment below what you guys think. We read the comments; it definitely helps out the algorithm. So comment below what you guys think. Do you
Even if
agree?
you say you hate it, just comment.
Yeah.
It helps.
You hate
Yeah,
the show?
exactly.
Give us
Whatever.
your
There's no
yeah.
bad.
Give us
There's
Tell
no
us you
bad.
hate our guts.
There's no bad press when it comes to the algorithm.
yeah. So do help us out. And again, if you guys enjoyed the show, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to support the show to donate, you can donate. The links are down below. It helps us to give good quality content to you guys. So if you have any content you want to show us to talk about or for our relationships, you can always email us or DM us on Instagram. So we appreciate you guys. God bless you all. Until next week, don't have sex.
All right, later. Abstinence for life. Bye.
All right, see you guys.
Peace, man.